Say it with me. Football Friday. Say it with me. I'll give you a Hogan in honor of Hulk Hogan. Say it with me. Football Friday. Come on now. Say it with Big Sills here. Let's do it again. Ready? How you doing? Need a t-shirt with that on it. How you doing? TGIF. Let's go. Football Friday. Hit that like button, Super Chats. I want to tell you, it started. The calm before the storm. It started on Monday, and it was just rumbling away. And then by Wednesday, it started to get in there, and as the Hulkster would say, let's go here, and what are you going to do when Eagle Mania runs wild on you? There you go, man. All teams in camp, we're getting ready for the exhibition game. We're getting ready for the opener against the Dallas Cowboys. All of you haters, keep hating away. Algorithm. Got a lot to hit on here, man. Hey, just want to say this about Hogan. The outpouring of love for Hulk Hogan, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, has been pretty remarkable. Really has. I mean, politicians, leaders of countries have commented on Hogan. What an entertainer. What an absolute loss in the entertainment business. Hulk Hogan is and will be remembered forever.
Don't tell me we're starting a football Friday with a frozen Sills. Oh, no. Is this guy frozen for you, too? This dude, Sileo, is frozen on a football Friday. You got to be kidding me. This is the Xander Kraus show now, baby. Woo! Where is this dude? Come on, Big Sills. On a payday. He's frozen. You gotta be kidding me. I figured he was going to be fired up for camp starting this week, too. What's up, everybody? I'll be in here for a couple of minutes until Big Sills gets back. What's up, Flex? Kyle's in here. Did Kyle drop his start of the show super chat? No, not yet. Just saying, what's going on, Big Sills? Thank you, David Cleary. I appreciate it. Let's see if Sills can get back up. Pause. No diddy. Where are you, Sills? Pay your damn bills, Sills. I think he paid his bills. I think he's just in California. Nothing works out there that long. I don't know what's going on. I'll see if I can get him up. Let me see if I can shoot him a text real quick. Camp is electric, is it not, everybody? Is camp not electric? Is it just me, or is the Eagles camp already off to an electric start? And Big Sills will yap. While he can't hear me right now, I'm going to set the tone for his show for everybody listening. Big Sills can attack this team all he wants for the next 4 hours. I know everybody in here knows this team is coming for blood. Again, baby. Again. Dream Green says, where is Sills? This guy froze about 64 seconds ago. I don't know where the hell he went. Aunt Betty, what happened to Big Sills? Aunt Betty, are you listening? Kyle has come up with a new nickname for no longer Donut Davis. He's Keto Davis. Kyle, he looks good. I know you even know, Kyle, that Jordan Davis now has a chance to dominate. Did he pay his bill? I think he paid it, Elizabeth. I don't think that's the issue. Don't listen to these internet sleuths, Elizabeth. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. This is Senor, what do you want us to lose all of our audience? Let's do a chat segment next week, Thursday or Friday. Senor, what do you want this show to fail? Come on, Senorita. Nobody wants to listen to you. Jihad Campbell, week 1. I'm thinking so. I liking the way Jihad Campbell looks out there. Did Sills even introduce his topic yet for the start of the show? He normally comes in with a topic, but it takes him a couple minutes to set the stage for his topic. Did he even set the topic yet? I might have missed it. I was a little bit dozed off for the first 3 minutes. And then I looked up and Big Sills' faces was frozen on the screen. So I don't know what exactly happened. Campbell's going to take Mean Dean's spot. We will see, Flex. I don't know. I kind of like Mean Dean, but I do think he's got unfortunately, the chance to get Wally pipped is there. Okay, the chance to get Wally pipped is there. Let's see if Sills texted me or called me. You want to call him on the air together? Let's call him. Let's call Big Sills together. I'm going to call Big Sills for you guys and see. Ready? Can you hear it?
I'm trying to fix it now.
All right. Wait. Your audience is listening to you, Sills. I am live. This is now the Xander Krause show, my friend.
What's going on?
I don't know. You froze up. I jumped on the screen and took over the sticks. Like you've coached me up to do, Big Sills.
Hold on here. So, wait a minute here. So, am I on live now?
No, you're not on live. I'm just calling you and holding the phone up to the microphone so these people that want to hear from you can listen to you.
I am panicking here. Wait a second here. So I'm absolutely panicking. Let me call you right back.
All right, take your time. Sills, deep breaths. No panic. No panic, brother. He always panics when something happens. You ever notice when someone texts him, one of his guests, and they're like, I don't have the link. He's like, Xander, please. They don't have the link. I'm like, Sills, it's all right. It's okay, Big Sills. It's okay. That's all right, though. I love him. He'll get it figured out. All right? He'll get it figured out. He's got a good show planned, as he always does. The shows have been great. By the way, can I talk to the Big Sills chat about something? What was up with you guys yesterday? I mean, Joy Taylor gets on the screen, and you guys don't know how to act. You guys don't know how to act. I've never seen anything like it. In fact, I learned more about my audience and our audience in one 21-minute interview than I have in 5 years. Sue, I don't know how you put up with these dudes all day. Lamar says, I plead the fifth. You guys couldn't handle Joy yesterday. Ryan says, Sills said we behave. Ryan, Sills didn't read as many of the chats as I read. Sills didn't read as many. Paparo. Elizabeth, no choir. I would have liked them to be choir boys, but they were not yesterday. There he is. Sorry, Sills. This is the Big C show now.
He's back. He's back. Holy cow, man.
All right, brother. I'll catch you at 3:30.
You got it. That is our friend. Holy cow almighty, guys. Bob Lang is nobody. What is going on here? Okay. Either that or it's, let me say this to you, either that or it's Johnny Mac. It's somebody. Man, just when I thought you had me and you pulled me back in, I can't, come on here now. Hang in here with me. No, man. I know you got a dial-up phone in your shit house, senorita. How you doing? This is comical, the way to get out to the show here on a football. How could you do this to me on a football Friday? Good grief. What a day. I mean, already out of the gate. we're going to do something special at 4:30. One of the greatest sports talkers in the history of the United States of America. We're going to start going around the league a little bit here on a Football Friday. We're going to land in the city of Chicago. And we are going to talk with our friend Mike North from ESPN 1000 in Chicago. We're going to talk some Bears. We're going to get his opinion on Jalen Hurts nationally. That'll be Mike North, one of the greatest sports talkers of all time. That will be with us at 4:30. Unbelievable how we get going here, but I appreciate everybody coming aboard. Please hit the like button. Thank you very much for the technical glitches at the top of the show. How appropriate. Big Sills. And Xander, let me just tell you this. Xander laughs his ass off every time that something like this goes down. He just watches me melt down. And I won't lie. I do. Because here's why I melt down when it comes to like technical shit. I don't know. You know, when it comes to radio or anything else, I pretty much I think that I feel like now I'm being interrogated. Okay? I really do. I think this is kind of like shock treatment where people now are just like, they're taking shots at me here. I don't know here. Newsom and Bob Lang internet. Absolutely collusion. And but by the way, you have to add the NFLPA. This better not be an all-day thing. Holy cow. I don't think I can take it. 4 hours of this? It's like being interrogated. Hit the like button, I think. Also, guys, please hit the like button. We'll get going here with our topics, bud. No doubt about it, man. How about this? What a day. What a week. Here we are. It's football season. Man. Again, say it with me. It's football season. It's great. Hey, Major League Baseball kind of did their job. And thank you to the Phillies for getting us to this point. I want to thank you. Okay? I want to thank you for getting us to this point. And I want to thank the WNBA because I don't need you anymore because now it is all football. Okay? It is totally all football. All right. Sills. We got him shaking. I also want to give you guys a little bit of an insight on maybe what happened today and why we're in this position. I don't know. It's funny. So, you know my battles with the Eagles here. And I know the Eagles watch the show. Hey, Bob, Eagles. I got credentialed, NFL credentialed. What does that mean? I could walk into any facility in the National Football League, anywhere I want. Walk into any press conference I want in any NFL city because I'm league-wide credentialed. I'm credentialed to go to the Super Bowl. I've now been officially accepted by Brian McCarthy. I could walk into I could walk into the NovaCare Center right now if I felt like it. Because I've been credentialed. By the way, they don't want to credential JAKIB. The league did. The league did. The league credentialed me. My show in Tampa and my show here. How you doing? I can walk into any one of your buildings right now. Show my NFL credential, which is on its way. I could go into the Giants, the Redskins, the Bucks, Bengals, anywhere I wanted. The Big Sill show can go anywhere now. How you doing? So when you stop me at the front door of NovaCare, I show my NFL credential. What are you going to not let me in for? Because of harsh words? Okay. Do you understand that most people who cover the Eagles have Eagle credentials? I got NFL credentials. Me, little old JAKIB. Little old Big Sills. I could go to the playoffs. I could stand on the sidelines of any NFL football game I want until the game starts, and then I'd have to go to the booth. But I could walk on the field now, anywhere I wanted. Like, so when you want to know the reason I did it? So when the opener comes and I'm there with Cowboys and Eagles, I get to walk on the field. And nobody could say anything to me. I'm NFL press. Hey, you doing? We are now officially NFL press. That's why it's the soon-to-be National Football Show. I have more access than any local writer that's in Philly right now. What'd you think? You were going to stop me? I first went through the Bucs. Then I went through the Falcons. I talked to Rich McKay today, the president of the Falcons. Did you get your credential? I said, yeah, thanks for Brian McCarthy. Appreciate it. I got JAKIB credentialed NFL-wise. Little old Sills. Little old irrelevant Sills. How you doing? You can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me, which you can't. Hit the like buttons, freak shows. That's right, man. Big connections. Well, I got big friends. Seriously, the only reason that, by the way, get this. Rich McKay said that he will come on our show again. By the way, he's already been on. He said he'll be on the show, I believe, the second week of the exhibition season. I had him on the Tampa show this morning, only because it's the 50th anniversary of the Buccaneers this year. Okay, that's the only reason. We talked more about his dad, John McKay. And when John took the job and Coach McKay took the job, that's what that shit was more about than anything. And plus, he was the former general manager of the Bucs in the 50th year. So that's the only reason we had him on there. All big guests come here, like we had with Joy yesterday. You guys loved it. Oh, by the way, a little bit more with this. I had Eddie. Would you guys want to talk to Mr. DeBartolo? I don't think you guys, we're not playing the 49ers this year. So, I mean, Mr. DeBartolo lives in Tampa, and he was talked about owning the football team. That's the only reason we put Mr. DeBartolo on. And he put that to bed that he wasn't going to buy the Tampa Bay Rays. And he lives in Tampa. So, again, if we end up playing the 49ers, what we'll do is we'll put Mr. DeBartolo on. Again, folks, you guys have had all these guys on before. They're nobody new to the show. You've had the Dabos on already a couple times. You guys get it first. Joy's not going on the Tampa show. Joy's going on here. And she'll be on twice a month. She's agreed to it. How you doing? Okay? How am I going to lose my credentials? I mean, bro, I'm a pacifist now. Big Sills is more of a pacifist. All right, so let's go this. And let's start out this. Let's start out with one of our favorite topics here. Okay? You ready? Who won the week? Who won the week for the Eagles? Look at this, man. Out of the gate. Big Sills, you are relevant. Always have been. Philly fans like you or hate on you. They are smart and they know real talent. You are the bomb. Here's $20. Bro, that's so awesome. Just for you being you and how you feeling now, dog. Keep bringing it. T-Bone. Thank you. Are you kidding me? Dare I say, we already, dude, well, wait a minute, T-Bone. You're telling me I'm the most talented guy in Philly? I don't know. Is that a compliment? Okay, I'll take it. Actually, I think my boy in the morning's starting to become one of them guys too. Honestly, I do. I know people who are good. You think I put stiffs on my show? We don't put just fucking nobodies on my show. That's not what that. If you're not a bigger star than me or as me, you're not coming on my program. That's not how it. I'd rather not have anybody for 4 hours. Okay? Now, this is a pretty good one here. I think Sills won the week by acquiring his credentials. Big moves, Sills. Yeah. Here, let me think if I have a picture of it yet. Let me see if I got my picture yet of my because I had to send him a picture. Hey, wait a minute. I want to double check here. Which is my best side? This one? Or this one? This is for for all you ones and people out there that don't have NFL credentials for every team, all 32 teams. Is it this side? Should I give them this? Or should I give them this? Which one? Or this? Or this? Or this? What a jam in your face. Holy shit. I'm not putting anybody on. Well, then guess what I'll do, Big Bob? I'll go around your ass and get my fucking own credential. How you doing? Hit the like button. All right, who won the week? By the way, I think the next guy we got to get credentialed, NFL-wise, is my boy Big Z. So that he could walk anywhere he wanted. See, so Xander could walk down to the NovaCare Center and have his... That's a great idea. Oh, my God, that would be one of the absolute greatest FUs by me. Getting Xander an NFL credential. I got 2 guys' credentials today. So let me get Xander some credentials so he goes over to NovaCare. How are you in here? Get this. Sal Palantonio. I have the same credentials, Sal Palantonio. You think Jahad Campbell won the week? Okay. Jahad Campbell. Who do I think won the week? Jahad Campbell or Dory Jackson? Hey, I told you Dory Jackson's going to beat that dude out. Okay? Keely Ringo's on a respirator right now. Bring more badass women on. Where's Leon? Well, Leon's taking care of business right now. Kimberly. Xander sent him a picture of Joy, and he's going to be a little late getting to the show today. I don't know why. Hey, Kim, I don't know why, but supposedly he's going to be a little late to the program today, Leon. Especially after he offered Joy $1.99 to get to know her. So, I mean, I really went a long way with Joy. That $1.99. He's like, who's the guy, Leon? Tell you what, he's really, he's interested in you. He goes, man, that $1.99 was really, without a doubt, so impressive that he sent me that $1.99. Okay? I mean, how you doing? Easy, Elizabeth. Easy. Okay? I know that you protect Big Sills. I get it. You protected me since I was 2 minutes old. Okay? I got it, Elizabeth. Hang in there. Hit the like button. All supers go to the top. Who am I going to pick? We'll ask Xander this later on at 3:30. Mike North, my friend from Chicago, will join us. That'll be at 4:30. Who won the day today for me? And who won the week? Dory Jackson, Jahad Campbell. How about that wide receiver? What's his name? Terrence? I did some homework on this guy. This guy's not a slouch. That guy's not a slouch. I thought he was just another dude. Now, let me ask you something. Why do you want to give Jordan Davis, who won the week, why do you think he won the week? Let me hear this. Terrence Marshall, man. I'm going to put his ass on this list. Jahad Campbell, Adoree Jackson, and Terrence Marshall. I'm curious, the real, why do you think Jordan Davis should win the week? Why do you think he won the week? Why do you think that Jordan Davis won the week? Hook me up here. Why did he win the week? I hope you don't say something lame. He got the most reps. You're the 13th fucking pick. Mac McWilliams. Don't tell me because he showed up in shape. If you're telling me that you're giving him that he won the week because he showed up in shape, that's the weakest thing you can possibly say. You watched his presser? Haas, he hasn't won shit yet. He's won the ability for me to go, wow, he's in shape. That's not that impressive to me. That's really not impressive at all. It makes me think he's kind of serious this time. Yeah, that makes me think he's serious. That's not impressing me. Okay, that's not impressing me. What will impress me is what he does on the field and in between the hash marks. He's in shape and he had a good press conference. Jesus criminy. I expect a little more out of that. Okay? Seriously, man. So I like this. Jahad Campbell, Adoree Jackson, Terrence Marshall, and Mac McWilliams. Who else? Anybody else you want to add to that list? Then we'll pick one. Who won the week? Who won the week? Who do you think won the week? Mac McWilliams won the week for me. I even got a topic with this guy. This guy's going to get a role. That guy's going to get a role. I mean, is he going to play the slot? There is your slot. There is your nickel when Cooper DeJean plays either safety or he goes over and plays the corner. I think Mac McWilliams won the week for me. It's either McWilliams or Marshall. I didn't know who the fuck these two guys were. I had no idea who these guys were. Jahad Campbell's a first-round pick. Welcome to the NFL, son. Okay. So, I mean, if I had to pick one, which I will, I'm going Mac McWilliams. I think he is the guy who won the week for me. Mac McWilliams, week one winner of the Big Sills Who Won the Week. We're doing Who Won the Day, but when we get to Fridays, we're going to go Who Won the Week. Here, let's turn this around on Mike. If you're getting beaten, shorts and helmets, God forbid when you get gear on. God forbid if you're getting torched with gear on. And for me, playing in the secondary, playing corner, when you play zone, how physical are you? How physical are you when you're playing zone? You're not hitting anybody. You probably play as hard in helmets and shorts as you do when you're in full gear. You're not looking to take someone's head off in practice. Yeah, man. I got Mac McWilliams as my guy who won the week. Congratulations to you. We will put that down here on July the 26th. Mac McWilliams, the winner of Big Sills Who Won the Week. T-Bone's winning the day. Tremendous support. I love every one of you I do, man. Okay? I do, man. The difference between Big Sills, Xander versus Dave Spadico and Sal PP is Sills and Z were jockeys and pants, not panties and skirts. Plus, Sills and Z would never rah-rah with pom-poms at the Eagle front office. Okay. JAKIB gives truth. T-Bone. People have play. Listen here. I thank you. I do. I get it. Okay. All right. I mean it. I do. I just absolutely, I do. I appreciate that. Way to go. All right, guys. So there we go. All right. So let's move on to topic 2. I hate to do this to you. I do. I hate to do this. Hit the like button, guys. Supers like T-Bones go to the top. Okay? I hate to do this to you. JAKIB Campbell's going to start week 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys over Jeremiah Trotter. Trotter's not starting. Campbell's starting. Okay? Campbell's starting. Trotter's not starting. Trotter's going to be the swing backer. It's okay. Campbell's starting. I'm starting Campbell. Campbell's a better football player. I don't care who's been in the building longer. I'm starting JAKIB Campbell. Sills, even if it's close, I'm starting JAKIB Campbell. 1,000%. You know why? I saw him start Q a year ago. I saw him as soon as Cooper was ready to go. Vic had no problem putting a rookie in and starting the guy. I say to you right now, let's do this. Okay? I'm starting that guy right now. I'm giving him first team fucking reps. I'm not splitting reps with anybody. There's no winning of positions. I'm starting him first. Let's go. If you want to share some reps with the kid from Georgia and with Trotter, that's fine. But my number one objective is to get JAKIB Campbell up to speed as quick as I possibly can. Don't you agree? Don't you guys agree? The number one objective is to get the first round pick on the football field as fast as you possibly can. Okay? I mean, listen, no disrespect to Jeremiah Trotter. He's not better than this kid. And I want to get that talent on the field, and I want to have the most talented football team. It may not be the most experienced football team, but I want the most talented football players on the field right now, and Campbell is one of them. So let's do this. This is what happens when you got opportunities to start younger players, and I'm going to start younger players because I've got Vic Fangio. Let's get JAKIB. So JAKIB Campbell and Zach Bond are my 2 inside linebackers, and my backups are going to be when Dean comes back and also Trotter. That might be the best linebacking room in the league now. You've gone from the shittiest linebacking room to the best linebacking room potentially in the NFC right now. It's incredible. Good job, Howie. That's insane. Sills with Campbell. Could he win the Rookie of the Year? If he starts the first game of the year, he's going to be in the conversation. Why? He's got Carter and Davis in front of him. If Carter and Davis play the way they did a year ago, Bond's going to go back to being, once again, what Xander said, a 2-time first-team All-Pro, and the kid next to him might be the Rookie of the Year defensively. Why wouldn't you think, hey, how about this? Do we all agree? The one thing that hasn't changed on the Eagle defense is the front 2 in front of the backers in the triangle. You got the same 2 guys back. So your inside run game is still going to be the same, and you added a guy, actually. If you think about it, you added a guy. Hey, I'm going to make a point to you about last year's group. Last year's group was great with Burks behind. Dude, and I laughed at Burks. I totally did. I actually laughed at Bond, too. Nobody knew who the hell they were. Nobody knew who those guys were. Okay? With all due respect to Campbell, how can you say that when, in your words, Sills, he's in helmets and shorts? How do you know he's going to be that good? Okay, fair question. Well, are you suggesting how he drafted a stiff? I'm not as sold on Trotter as you guys are. I don't think he's that great a player. I think he's a good player. Great player? I do not see that. I haven't seen it. He couldn't get on the field a year ago. He couldn't. Okay, if Trotter was so good, help me out again. How couldn't he beat out free agent Oren Burks? If he was so good, Vic played rookies. How come he couldn't get on the field? The kid from Georgia is good. I like that kid. He might be your swing linebacker. Depends on Nicole. I don't think, I'll tell you what, the way Vic Fangio looked the other day, I think Vic and N'Kobe, and I think N'Kobe's falling out of favor with that organization. The way Vic looked, I thought N'Kobe Dean and the way he was acting was that the organization is starting to move away from him. Because when asked, he's like, yeah, I don't know. Okay? He's like, nah, yeah, I don't know. It did sound like he's coming back anytime soon. It would not shock me if he misses the first 8 games of the season. Okay? Really. So your linebackers here would be in the opener against the Cowboys. It would be Munden and Trotter as backups. And you would have Campbell and Vaughn as your starting LBs. Plus, you'd have the versatility to rush those 2 guys. What if it turns out Campbell can play in the pass rush game? And you can rush him from inside also, like you did at Alabama. I think there's multiple things that you can do with Campbell and Vaughn versus multiple things you can't do with Trotter and Vaughn. You get me? Did you hear what I just said? I think there's multiple things you can do with Vaughn and Campbell that you can't do with Vaughn and Trotter. It gives you more versatility, which gives you more of an asset heading into a game that coordinators, okay? Let's see that. That's an absolute fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Do you remember what I said about Campbell? I got talked out of it by the Philly people in you. I said this kid Campbell, right around the draft time, I go, this guy you could play in the pass rush, you could play inside, you could play off ball, you could rush him. How is he not a Vic fan? These are my exact words. How is this guy not a Vic Fangio player? You know what you guys said? They don't draft linebackers in the first round. They're not going to do that. You said that. And I went, okay. And you talked me into it. Now this guy's saying I'm singing a different tune. It's a complete fucking lie. That's a bullshit. Bro, you're lying. I never said that. And nor did I not say he could. I'm not defending myself against a guy who lies every day when he comes in here about my takes. That's not what I said. Dude, you're polluted with something. I'm the guy that said that how's Jahad, my exact words. How's Jahad Campbell not a Vic Fangio player? Get the clip. Post it. I dare you. Post it. That I said that he's not a player. Whatever, guy. Senorita. It's all good. Says, I'm not going to lie. Campbell was one of my 5 guys I wanted in the draft on draft day. Well, because he was so far down on the draft down there. Yes. Because, again, that was one of the sandbox guys if you weren't going to go up and get the Ole Miss defensive tackle. That's right. And he was one of the guys down there And plus, there were some of the edge rusher guys from A&M, and potentially the guy from Tennessee was going to be down there. Thank you very much, my friend. I mean, that's absolutely bullshit that I said that we didn't like. Dude, I was the first guy that brought his name up. It's just like when you guys are trying to tell me about the DB from Kansas City. You guys all fucking hated him. I said you should draft him. You should draft him in the first round. He's an all-pro now. Okay. Yeah, you're right. So he starts. Okay? I think Jahad Campbell. You put him in that starting lineup. Now, my question was, again, if you remember right, one of the things, okay? One of the things that you got to remember here, okay? You're going to get more versatility out of those two linebackers. Okay? You're going to get more versatility. So I'm starting that guy. All right. So let's go to the next one here. Xander will join us at 3:30. Then we will have our friend from Chicago, Mike North, will join us. That'll be at 4:30. All right. Sills, what's your take on the Bengals not paying their first-round pick? The kid Stewart. Do the Bengals lose the first-round pick? I think if he goes back into the draft the following year, I think they do. Okay? Thank you, my friend. I know we were. I don't know. Just made up shit most of the time. Anyway, it's Bengals. That's why the Bengals. Hey, get this. Hold on here for a second. Cosmo, do you think this would ever happen in Philly? Do you think this would ever happen in Philly? Do you? As a matter of fact, I'm not real high on Makuba, but we'll see. He might be. Do you think this would ever happen in Philly? That the first-round pick would not be signed heading into training camp? This is why the Bengals are a bad football team. This right here is why Joe Burrow doesn't win. Do you understand? Right here, what Cosmo's saying. That's why the Bengals don't win. That's why Burrow will not win a Super Bowl. They will not win. The Eagles are not going to go into training camp with their guy not signed. That's not going to happen in Philly. Absolutely no way. So, once again, that's where you sit. Okay. Philadelphia has no problems heading into training camp. Zero. They got to figure out the Rubik's Cube. So here, let's go here now. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Your super chats will go to the top. All right. Here's the next topic. What's the best spot for Cooper in base? I heard Mike Gill this morning. He's conflicted. Well, I'm going to straighten out conflicted. We're going to straighten out conflicted. I'm not conflicted on shit. Okay? Make an opinion. Where do you think is best for Cooper in base? We don't have fence straddling here. What's the best spot? Safety or corner? In base defense. I'll tell you why I want him in nickel. And passing downs here in a second. What's best? Base. Safety or corner? Nickel is not base. What's the best spot for Cooper? Should you do this by opponent? Or should you do this schematically week to week? What do you think? Now remember, Vic is a chameleon defensive coordinator. All right? He's a chameleon. So he's going to look at the opponents. Does this go week to week? Or does this go, I'm going to line him up here? Does Vic come? So let me ask you this. Okay? You say by opponent, Riz, huh? How about this? Does Vic come off to you like he likes a respected spot for one guy? Or does he like the versatility mentality of being able to move a guy around week to week? I think it's week to week. I don't think it's a set spot for him. I think if you're looking at, let's do this. Let's go Cowboys. Where would I want Cooper DeJean to line up against the Cowboys? I'd want him at safety. Why? Because CeeDee's in the slot. Then he moves over to nickel on third down. Keep him in the middle of the field. Why would I want to put him on the numbers and have him out on corner when CeeDee doesn't play on the numbers? CeeDee plays in the middle of the field. I'm going to move Cooper DeJean away from the player? Why would I do that? I'm going to put him at safety and at nickel in the game one because he's closer to CeeDee. And then get this. You ready? I'm going to travel Q on Pickens because Pickens is going to be out wide. Remember, Q's not going to line up on Lamb. Lamb's in the slot. How could he? So what you do is you put Q on Pickens, and in week one against Dallas, you have that guy at the safety position and then the nickel position. And you're covered. Your two best receivers are covered with your two best defensive football players in the secondary. Is that correct? Right? That's how I would play those two guys against Dallas. He'd play safety against Dallas. All right. So let's go Kansas City. What's the big threat with Kansas City? They don't throw the ball deep. Kansas City doesn't throw the ball deep. And they got Xavier Worthy, and they've got, I don't believe they're going to have Rashid Rice the first part of the season. Is that right? You don't think the NFL is going to suspend that guy for going to jail? I don't think Rashid Rice is going to be there that Monday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to suspend his ass. So you get that guy taken off the field, and you got Worthy and Kelsey. Where would you put Cooper DeJean in that game for the Chief game? Where would you put him? You're going to get Q on Worthy. Kelsey means I'm going to put, once again, in base. I'm putting him in the safety position and in the slot the first 2 weeks. Kelsey across the middle. I'm not concerned about the other receiver they have in Kansas City. I'm not concerned about that. I'm going to play Cooper at safety because of the drag routes and because of tight end across the middle, where Cooper's in the middle of the zone. And you know what else I have help with? Zach Bond and coverage. I'm playing Coop first 2 weeks. Safety and base. Nickel, because he's in the middle of the field with Kelsey. Cooper's going to be covering the first 2 weeks the best receivers on the respective teams. It won't be Q. You see how they're going to line up? The first two teams you're playing aren't guys that have football teams that are exceptional on the numbers. Kansas City's not exceptional on the numbers. Okay? And you have versatility players being able to be spread out all over the field. It's fucking fantastic. Okay, so you got the first 2 weeks. Rams. Now, here's a little bit more of an issue. Were you playing Cooper in that Rams game? You've got Devontae Adams and you've got Puka Nacua. How you playing this one? Now you're going to be threatened on the numbers. I'm playing Cooper at corner against the Rams, putting Mack in the slot, okay? And maybe putting McCullum or Makuba, whoever wins that job, at safety. Make sense? I mean, I know you guys are going to come out and try to say that Devontae Adams, you're wrong. He's still a great player. Okay? And you've got a great play caller, and you've got a great thrower of the football. Adams is going to have a hell of a year. So now you've got two guys. This is a football team that's got two quality guys on the numbers. So I'm putting Cooper DeJean outside in the corner spot in base. And I'm going to have Q travel with Nacua. Covered. Then you get to the Bucs. This will be an interesting one because Godwin is reportedly going to be back by the Bucs game. And this kid, Emeka Egbuka, the kid from Ohio State, is sensational. Now you got three guys. And then Buka's going to play in the slot. Godwin's going to play on the numbers. And Mike Evans is going to be on the other number. Where are you playing Q in that Bucs game? Were you going to put Q or where are you going to put Cooper in that Bucs number, in that Bucs game? Seals, if the Eagles can win with four linemen, do you think Vic will run a 43 defense and have three backers if Dean is healthy playing Campbell and Vaughn? Could you see that? I absolutely could see that. I absolutely. He'll determine whether or not his linebacking core, he's more talented than his front. Your two dudes up the middle are going to be talented. Your two edge rushers are going to be in question. Okay? They will be in question. It's a great take by Prince. Hey, Prince, I think everything's on the board for Vic this year with the personnel. How about this? I don't know if they're going to be better than a year ago. I know they're going to be more versatile than a year ago. Does that make sense? This is a Football Friday, my friends. Hit the like button. Prince, thank you for the super dog. Appreciate that. You are a super dog, man. I love it. All right. So were you playing Cooper in that Bucs game? Where are you going to play him? Kim says, Sills, I want Cooper corner. He'd be taking on Godwin. You know, before Godwin got hurt in Game 5, he had 63 catches. He was leading the league. Okay, he was leading the league at the time. I think it was the Ravens game he got hurt. So you're gonna play him at corner, Cooper at corner. You're gonna play Cooper at corner on Godwin. You're gonna put Q on Evans. What a matchup that is. You're gonna have Reed at one of the safeties. This is base first. And in the other corner, you're gonna probably have Makuba or whomever. Right? Then when you go third down, you put McWilliams in that nickel. You have McWilliams in the nickel, and you have Cooper out wide at corner and base, and you got Q traveling. Q's going to cover Mike Evans, and he's going to cover, in my opinion. Q's probably going to cover Puka Nacua over, and get this, Cooper's probably going to have to cover Davante Adams. Whew. Man. Adam Thielen made it his ass up. That guy's not ready for that at the corner. You're going to find, hey, we're going to find out if Cooper DeJean can play the corner position versus Davante Adams. Old man Thielen ate his ass up. Now, he was in the nickel for that. You're going to be playing corner versus one of the great wide receivers in the last 7 years. He ain't quite the player he was 4 years ago when he was in Green Bay. But Adam Thielen was a dude a year ago. But again, Cooper's more experienced now. That clearly helps him. Okay? No, you're not putting Cooper. You're not putting Q. You're going to put him on the you're going to put him on Nacua. Bucks killed us with quick passes. We weren't ready. They're going to do that again. They were practicing today. Just to give you guys a little insight, they were practicing quick step passes. Why? Because Tristan Wirf's out. So you have to be expected for quick hitches in that game. I'm giving you guys a little bit of insight. Hey, Eagles, just a little bit here. Okay? The Buccaneers are practicing quick hitch passes. Why? Well, you're not going to sit back there in a 7-step drop. And for the record, their left tackle's not on the team yet. That Charlie Heck is, I said this morning, if that guy Charlie Heck starts against the Eagles, you could end your season in that Eagle game by getting Mayfield murdered. Do you know what's going to have to happen? They're going to sign a tackle. You know, after you set the 53-man roster, there's like a week, and people get cut in that week. The Buccaneers left tackle until Wirfs gets back on the field is going to be somebody that gets cut. They don't have anybody on the field. That guy's getting run around in helmets and shorts. The Bucs are going to get murdered by the Eagles in that would fix multiple fronts. They're going to get murdered. And they're practicing today. Quick kicks, passes. How about playing Cooper as a hybrid? Linebacker, safety. I don't think you have to go that elaborate, T-Bone. Thank you, brother. 4 up front, 2 LBs, 2 corners, 2 safeties, and Coop as the self, like a Wolverine kind of like hybrid linebacker back there, like you're calling. Bomber to the line. He can line up wherever and allowed to freelance and target wherever Vic wants. That comes out of too high, though. His base mentality is too high. You know what I'm saying? His base high. I wouldn't be shocked if they did call Jason Peters, the Bucs, at 42. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if they called him. I would. The guy they have right now can't start for Tampa Bay. He cannot start. Week 1 versus Atlanta. That guy cannot be your opening day starter. No fucking way. He starts, you're in trouble, man. Absolutely not. I mean, you can't have that guy back there starting. That's all I'm saying. Eagles will murder that. Here, Texas boy, I don't mind you in your takes. I don't. But I hate to have to educate you every year. Eagles defense is trash. They're not the same as a year ago. Okay. They may not be the same experienced team of a year ago. When's the last time the Cowboys had a decent defense? 30 years ago? I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, Philadelphia's practice squad team is better than your defensive football team. I mean, your defense can't stop the run. Mozzie Smith sucks. He's terrible. He's a bust. Mozzie Smith is a bust. Stop making... You know what's going on in Dallas with Mozzie Smith? The Cowboys don't want to be wrong with their draft picks. So they're going to keep the guy. And they're going to die on the vine another year with him. They're going to try to put him in there. And they're going to try to make sense of it. Then they're going to come up with a lame-ass reason why they got to cut him. Dude, he ain't better than Danny Noonan. I told you when you drafted him, he sucked. He had no feet. There's nothing he can do to turn his career around. Nothing. He's got horrible feet. I'll tell you this. I'm on Jordan Davis's ass. But Jordan Davis, compared to him, is Reggie White. Sills Lions game is tricky with Laporta. Okay? That's a great one. Let's do that. I think that was a pretty good little exercise we did. So let's take a look at this. I like that exercise. Where are you playing Coop? Where are you playing him in base? I dig that. Okay, let's go here. Teams. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Dallas. We've already done the first four. Where are you playing Coop in the Denver game? T-Bone, you're absolutely killing it today, and I can't thank you enough, bro. Idea for some other day's topics. Most important detail for me are number twos. Injuries are going to happen. Are our number twos by position good enough? Let me write that down. Good enough. I can't answer that question, T-Bone. Are they experienced enough? Should be the question. The answer is no. Okay? The answer is no. They're not experienced enough. Okay? So, are they good enough? I can't answer that. Here. Were you playing Coop in the Denver game? I'll probably play him at safety in that game and at nickel. And the New York game, Q's going to travel with Malik Neighbors. They really don't have anything else. I'll keep him in base and nickel against the Giants. Were you playing Cooper DeJean? Where are you playing him in that Minnesota game with Addison and Jefferson and their tight end who's really good? Q's going to be on Jefferson. He's going to travel. Cooper's got to play out wide for Addison. Addison's a good ball player. But then again, the middle of the field's wide open for tight ends across the middle. But here's where I put him, why I put him out wide. Until I say J.J. McCarthy play, I don't know who the fuck he is. He's a rookie really starting. I mean, if there was a competent quarterback back there, I'd be concerned about the tight end scraping across the middle in that zone. But I've got Bond in the middle of that zone. So I'm gonna gamble and put Cooper out wide on Addison, and I'm gonna put Q over on Jefferson, and the tight end. I want to see that quarterback get the ball. Now, in game, I may switch that up. I may switch that up in game. New York, we've already said. Green Bay. Green Bay's a funny team. They're not great anywhere at Y and Z. They got a good tight end. They're kind of good all around. So for me, I would probably put him at safety in that Green Bay game. We play some solid wide receivers this year. Going to be, oh yeah. And this is why, in my opinion, Leon, that they're traveling Q a lot. And why they're saying that they're going to put, and it's not going to determine. I don't think it's really going to determine on the roster. I think it's going to go by week to week. You understand what I'm saying here, folks? Vic doesn't come off. Do you think Vic comes off as a guy who's going to have a set place for a guy? Or do you think he's going to use that versatility? That's where I'm saying he's going to use the versatility. Detroit will be interesting. Okay? Week 11, Detroit. Were you playing Coop in that game? Remember something in that Detroit game. What else do you have to account for in that Detroit game? Is this the first game that you would have to account for that? The Bucs, you'd have to account for it, maybe a little bit with the Rams. What's the one thing in that Detroit game you got to account for? Correct. Gibbs. Two backs. Is that Davenport kid and Gibbs? Or Montgomery, is it? You got to account for Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield. 2,000-yard backs. So where do you play Q in that Detroit game? Jameson Williams, Ahmad St. Brown. That's a fucking handful. Laporte, the tight end's a handful. Gibbs and Montgomery are a handful. Where are you playing them? You get beat on the numbers in that game. You could get beat in the middle of the field in that game. And if you're not playing the run stout, you get beat in the run game. I'm going to put Q on Ahmad St. Brown. I'm going to put Q on St. Brown, and I'm going to put Cooper in the middle of the field in that game because of Gibbs, Montgomery, and Laporte. I'm frightened more of that than I am of Jameson Williams, who's a good player, man. That's going to be a tough matchup. And you see why they're very versatile, man. And they got a really good O-line. It's taken a step back. That's going to be the best tight end you play to that point in the schedule by week 11. Is that right? Yeah, Otten's pretty good. Kelsey's not the same. Ferguson's not bad. But Laporte's the best tight end you'll play. That will be a tough matchup defensively for Vic, that Detroit game, because they could beat you in multiple ways too. Now, here's the one thing you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the quarterback taking off. You know, the quarterback is not going to be a guy who's going to go out there and run for 88 yards in a ball game. So that's not going to be an issue. Then you got Chicago. This is one of the reasons we're getting Mike North on. We're getting people from around the country, some of the top sports talk guys. You play him at week 13, Chicago Bears. Mike will join us at 4:30. Xander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour here. Chicago, that's a pretty good roster. They've added a lot of people, especially at the skilled people. You've got DJ Moore, who I think can still play. They added that Luther Burden kid from Missouri. The tight end, Komet, he's not bad also. And you got that kid from Washington, Romo Adunza. That kid's not bad either. That's a pretty good-looking group there. So, I mean, if I'm going to look at that, I'd probably put Cooper in the middle of the field on that one. Then again, Adunza is a pretty good ball player. Adunza will probably be with Q. He'll be on him. So in that game, I would probably play him at safety and the nickel. See, he's going to move around everywhere. This is going to be more by game situation than it is by the roster. Because I don't believe that Keely Ringo is going to be in the room with any of these wide receivers and secondary guys that you're going to be able to trust that guy playing out there on the numbers. No way. There'll be games he can play, but there'll be games where it'll be a mismatch. Until he gets more, how about this? Until he gets more reps. By the way, I'm not ripping his talent. I'm ripping his experience. He has not been able to get on the field. How many years has it been that he's been on the team and he's not been able to get on the field? There's a reason for that. I mean, when Vic goes to people, they don't go to him. And in my opinion, he hasn't had a good first week. Again, helmets and shorts, I'm with you. Okay, helmets and shorts. Then you got the Chargers. The Chargers have upgraded their depth chart, and they've upgraded. Now, I don't know what Najee Harris's shit's going on with that fireworks thing. The kid McConkey can play. You know, what would I compare him to? Like a Hunter Renfrow in his prime? Somebody like that? Quentin Johnson, we'll see if he ever turns out to anything. The kid Trey Harris, not terrible, but there's really not a lot of skilled guys, so I'm keeping him probably. In my opinion, I'm putting Cooper DeJean in base. I'm putting him at safety in that Charger game. I mean, I don't really see a lot of threats. The quarterback has to carry that football team big time. After then you got the Raiders. This is going to be a funky game here. Why? Man, that Brock Bowers dude, who covers his ass? Cooper? That means Cooper's got to stay in the middle of the field, right? You got the kid Ashton Genty, who's just been added. He's going to start. Jacoby Myers is a nobody. He was a New England cast-off. Trey Tucker, there's really nobody at the threat's going to come from Bowers in the middle of the field. So I'm putting Q in the middle of the field in that Raider game. Bowers is the best tight end in pro football right now. Yeah. McConkey's kind of like that, like Steve Smith of old, kind of the same kind of skill set. Yes, he's that kind of guy. I could see that. This is fun exercise here with Cooper. I think this is how they're going to play. I don't think they're going to put a set spot on him. No way. What's the point of doing that? Taking him out of position? Like we mentioned in the first 4 games? Why would they do it? They're not going to do that. The Washington game. Now, this is all going to be on the premise that McLaurin's going to be signed. Robinson's a good back. You've got to game plan him. McLaurin, Samuel, and Noah Brown. And Zach Ertz, who still has something left. Were you playing Cooper in those Washington games? By the way, home field advantage and the NFC East could be on the line for these last few games against Washington. So, I don't think the East is going to get wrapped up. I'm talking NFC East. So for me, here's where I play Coop in the Washington game. James Jones, I hate to tell you this. All right? Do you think show was asked if Trotter was good, where you're playing him? Jihad or who coming off the field? Thank you. I know that. I know I asked who's coming off the field for Campbell. I know I did. Thank you. And my question was more, where you playing him? And I made the comment today that I'm fucking starting him. Where are you playing him? Now that he's hurt, you're playing him at inside linebacker, dickhead. Thank you. Congratulations. It's a topic. It was a question. I asked it. Thank you. Appreciate it, douchebag. Once again, go sit down in the corner and fucking suck on your thumb, bro. Okay, so where are you playing Cooper in that Washington game? Okay, where are you playing him? I'm playing him. Hey, James Jones, I'll tell you where I'm playing him. I'm going to play him in the middle of the field because I think they're going to try to make sure that the middle of the field with Debo, and they're going to try to make sure that they don't allow any of those crossing patterns. So they're going to play him in that Washington game at the safety position. Boy, I'll tell you one thing about when you think about what Vic's options are with Campbell, with Bond, with Debo, with Q and with Cooper, you got an ability to move these guys around all over the place. Blankenship's probably just going to be, again, his communication is going to be exceptionally important in that secondary. So to me, the majority of the time you're going to see, I think, Cooper sitting in that safety position. That's where I think you're going to see him most. Do you guys agree? Put him in the safety? Do you guys agree? I think it's safety position where you're going to put him there. And especially with the run teams. Kim says, play him all over the field. Play him in the middle of the field with the Commanders and the run defense. I think that's where we're going to see him. That Buffalo game now. Where would you play Cooper in that Buffalo game? Let's see how smart you guys are. Buffalo. Where do you play him in that Buffalo game? Where do you play in that Buffalo game? What if Ringo sucks and keeps giving up big plays or TDs? Does Cooper move out to the corner? Senor, let me ask you this. Again, do you want to put him in a set spot, Senor? Or do you want to move him around the field based on who you're playing? What's in the best interest, in your opinion? Do you think it's putting me in one position in base or playing him to the personnel each and every single week? Which means that the opposing teams that you play against, there you go. Playing him in the opposing teams don't really know. Again, okay, Q is moving around to number one target. Does Cooper stay at 2? Here, okay. Well, so let me ask you this. Again, we just went through the exercise. Or by the way, I agree with you guys on the Buffalo. I'm keeping him in the middle of the field because Allen runs. And because of Bush, the running back. I got to constitute those two guys. Those two dudes, in my opinion, in the Buffalo game are going to be the guys you're going to have to contain. So, like we just said, and so Senor goes. I think Senor is talking about just playing him out there on base on the corner position. In Dallas, okay, like I said, in the Dallas game, I'm putting Cooper DeJean where? I'm putting him outside. I'm putting him in the middle of the field. Cooper's going to travel with CeeDee Lamb. And wait a minute, here. Again, I'm going to go back on it. CeeDee's in the slot. Q is going to be on Pickens, which means then that Q or Cooper has to play at safety. Q's not going to line up on CeeDee. Q's the corner. You're not moving him inside. CeeDee's a slot player. So he's going to guard Pickens the majority of the time. So I'm putting Cooper in the middle of the field to defend CeeDee Lamb along with Bond. Okay? Q's not going to see, unless it's crossing routes, CeeDee Lamb at any time unless they line CeeDee out there on the numbers. Remember, he's a corner. He's going to be covering. He's not going to drop down into the slot. Who's the other corner you're going to put out there? Ringo and Cooper? And Cooper's going to cover Pickens? Why would I do that when the majority of the time CeeDee Lamb plays in the middle of the football field and he sits in the slot? I wouldn't take him out of that. And in the, as we said, in the Kansas City game, who's the biggest threat? Well, Rashid Rice will be suspended 4 games. That leaves Worthy. Okay, I got Q on him. Travis Kelce across the middle of the field. I'm leaving him at the safety and the slot position, the nickel position. This is basic here. And I think that's how they're going to rotate him around. They're not going to rotate him by going, let's put him in base over on corner and then take the middle of the – why would I give Kelce a free release with inexperienced players? Get this, folks. If you go by what – I'm not saying Senor is saying this, but if you go by just picking a position, this is what you're doing. I'm taking Cooper DeJean out of the middle of the field, putting him over on corner and base, and I got Q over there, and Worthy runs Q down the field. The next receiver runs Cooper down the field, and I got Travis Kelce wide open across the middle of the field against a guy who played at Texas. And a guy like McWilliams, I got McWilliams and McCuba covering Travis Kelce. How does that make sense? When I could keep Cooper in the middle of the ball field and he's covering and helping out cover along with Bond, Travis Kelce in the middle of the field, in the middle of the zone. It doesn't make sense. Seals, who's your favorite player on the Birds? It's Cooper DeJean, dog. That's not that hard. It's Cooper DeJean. I'm not shy to say it. Okay, Kelce's washed. Well, don't make a washed player into a star by not having somebody on his ass. You can make a washed player look good when you put inexperienced players on him. Mitchell will be covering the number one receiver, and DeJean. Hey, Kyle, he's not going to cover CD in that week one game. How's he going to do that? You're going to take him off the numbers and out of the cornerback position and put him in what? The nickel? How are you covering him? You're going to move him off ball and put him in the middle of the field and take him out of position? He's not doing that. He's going to be covering Pickens in that game because Pickens is a Y and a Z. That guy plays in the slot. Do you wish Cooper was on another team? Why? What is that? Are you under the impression I hate the Eagles? The fuck's wrong with you? Who said that? I don't like or hate any team. I hate the way teams do business like the Bengals. But whoever said I never said that. I think you're a damn fun team to watch, man. I mean, I never in a million years ever said I hate. That's not anywhere where I am. I think you're a fun team to cover. I like, dude, you know what is? Here, wait a minute. Who are the funnest teams for me to cover? The Cowboys, the Eagles. Who else does a shit show and wins? Niners. Who else? The Giants. No, the Jets are fun because they're idiotic coach. Not coach, they're idiotic owner. Who else? The Bills? Sure, because they're psychotic fans. That's a good team. The Rams? Sure. Come on, man. I hate anybody. You understand what we're saying here? Like, where do you play Coop? I think we got it now, what he's going to do. And he kind of put it out there on what he said the other day. Hey, I heard one thing from Clint Hurd about Vic. You want to hear it? All right. So every time Vic comes back to the defensive meetings, the position coaches all are laughing. You know why? Why do you think all the position players are laughing? Why do you think? You ready? After Vic talks at a press conference, Xander will love this. All the players go to their position coaches going, hey, man, does Vic like me? Hey, how am I doing? And, he goes, it's like a psychiatrist. As soon as he gets in front of the mic, he shakes the entire defensive side of the football up. Yeah, we got about 5 job openings. Fuck. That's like a program director going like this. You know where all our day parts are open for interpretation. And if you're a host, you're sitting there going, is that me too? Yeah. That he shakes the room up every time he gets in front of the mic. Every time he gets in front of the mic. Hey, can you imagine me, Xander, going like this to Clint Hurt? Hey, man, does Vic fucking like me? I didn't hear him mention my press conference. He's mentioned that fucker Thomas Booker. He's not mentioning me. Yeah, he likes these guys are all doing this. Hey, man. Hey, no. Yeah, we like him. He goes, he really didn't say he liked me that much. I said, man, you guys, he goes, oh my God. All the position coaches start laughing. Tristan McCullum, he goes like, he didn't mention me the other day. He was mentioning Sidney Brown because someone brought Sidney's name up anyway. I thought it was fucking great, man. All right. Man, it put me in a good mood today. By the way, how about Big Z yesterday following Joy, man? Those guys, by the way, I got to thank Xander Kraus because Xander, again, his show, when you look at the morning numbers and you look at the afternoon numbers, you put them all together, they're killing it. Okay? And, John, they're going to be doing stuff this weekend, and I'm going to start calling this guy the hardest working dude in Philadelphia sports media. This guy right here, man, is my friend. He is Big Z, Xander Kraus, and he joins us now.
What up, Big Sills? Thank you for that kind little introduction here on a Football Friday. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's that sound? This is legitimate, a Football Friday here, right?
This
it's the
is
first one
I've
here,
been
right?
calling them Football Fridays, but this is really a Football Friday. We got the Eagles are on the practice field. I get to see the Gazelle, JAKIB Campbell, get ready for the season. I mean, I'm jacked up. I'm feeling pretty good about this team. It's just fun to see him back on the field. I said to you the other day, Sills, the only sport left that still turns my tummy a little bit. The only sport left that gives me a little bit of goosebumps on game days. The only sport left where I still get a little nervous watching the games. I don't feel that with any other sport.
Me too.
And it's not a knock on other sports, but football is just football, man. It's the best. It's the best sport. The Eagles are the best team, and I'm really, really excited that they are back in action.
Who won the week for you? We now doing a segment. Who won the day? But once we get to Friday, in your opinion, who won the week? I threw these dudes' names out, and if you want to add someone, please do. I got JAKIB Campbell.
Yeah.
I've got Adoree Jackson. I've got Terrence Marshall. I'm going to behave myself because I said, who the fuck is Oren Burks and Zach Bond a year ago? And I'll tell you what, I heard again AJ go like this. Hey, Carolina fans, you're going to regret this. And so, I don't know. And then I got Mac McWilliams also on that list. And I won't lie, I picked Mac McWilliams as my guy who won the week. I think they're going to find a spot for this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had a very, really good week in terms of you draft a 5th-round pick. You don't really expect him to come into the first training camp and look like he can play. So that's definitely a winner. But my top winner's got to go to Campbell. Sills, I said right before camp started, and we talked about this. I think I even talked about it with John a little bit. He kind of slipped into the abyss a little bit. He got picked the first round. Nobody knew when he was going to play. We didn't really know. Is he a linebacker? Is he an edge rusher? Is he healthy? Is he not healthy? We didn't really know, and then we come into camp and Vic's got to the training staff basically lied to me is what he said. What did he say? They under-promised and over-delivered.
Over-delivered. He goes like this. There he was.
Yeah, and there he goes. And he was out there. I think there's a good chance this guy can start week 1 because of that. So I got to go Campbell, number 1. Number 2,
No way. Don't say it.
Nah, it can't be Jalen. It's not Jalen. I mean, look, Jalen didn't. I think I'm at a point with Jalen where I expect what I'm
Yeah.
going to expect.
Yeah.
It's no longer. I'm not impressed by the camp numbers. It's good. I'm happy for him. But the thing I'd say about Jalen this week that made me pumped was John said of all the years he's covered Jalen, this is the most comfortable and confident he's looked this early in the process.
He does.
So from that perspective, I think it's a good thing. I think Kevin Patullo kind of won the week.
Oh, okay. Good one.
Well, I mean, you get a new coordinator coming in, you would expect there to be, it almost seems like this thing is smooth sailing pretty good. Now it's early, obviously. We don't know much yet, and we can't obviously make a judgment on that until the games start playing. But I think overall he won the week.
Smoother earlier is good. Okay, having to work it out like they did a year ago when Jalen's going 95% of the fucking team is different. And Xander, I dig that. No, I think smooth's good for that. They need smooth.
And then I think all the other players you named were all good names.
Hey, do you see J.J. Watt go? Camp stats are for losers. Did you see him post that?
Well, you got to give Elliott credit because you're a media guy, so you understand the value. People can chirp at Elliott all they want and
great content,
funny and all that. That guy's getting clicks.
It's content.
That guy's making money for his outlet. So
I may say it's stupid, but
because I'm in the game.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at it beyond that, okay, absolutely.
Yeah, it's goofy. They don't matter much.
But it matters when you're talking making money.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all that matters, right?
Look at the big people doing it now, though. I mean, like ESPN is putting up stats around the training camps. I'm like,
Shador Sanders are doing it.
Yeah, right. So, going to be interesting. But by the way, I thought you picked some good winners there. I think Campbell's my clear winner. Do you have a loser?
Keely Ringo.
I hate to say it, but I agree with you. And not from a sense that I'm out on Ringo.
No, I'm not
Just
either.
in the sense that he's the only guy at camp that we heard really anything negative on. And it wasn't overly negative. He got beat a couple of times. I mean, it's practice. It doesn't really matter. But, he is the one that's in a battle. It's one thing to say, hey, Jalen Carter had a bad practice, or Jalen Hurts had a bad – Jalen Hurts is your starting quarterback, whether he has a good practice or a bad practice. Ringo is kind of in the battle. He's in the moment. So I would say he would be probably your only loser.
But here's the thing on him, too. He's the most scrutinized guy in camp right now because there's expectations that he's got to step in for Darius Slay. Remember what you guys have done. You guys had a guy step in for Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter. You had a guy step in for Jason Kelsey and Cam Jurgens. And now you're expecting this guy to step in for Darius Slay.
That's right.
I mean, you're looking for a trifecta here. That's kind of a lot to ask a team to do with three great players, right?
Yeah, that's where Howie deserves some credit too. I mean, other organizations would struggle to replace those three guys that you just named for years.
For years, it would take you to replace those guys.
Sometimes you'll see decades.
Years.
Sometimes you'll see decades. Look at the Cowboys. Have they replaced Emmett? Have they replaced Troy? Sometimes it takes a really long time. And for this team to turn over from all of those players and even go back a little further, even just the turnover from Wentz to the Hurts era was an impressive turnaround. So they've done a really good job in that regard.
You think he's in trouble, Keely?
Who?
Keely's
in trouble. Oh, Ringo? Oh, not yet. Not yet. I want to see it. I want to see it.
First exhibition game?
Yeah, I'll see the first. I think. Don't you think that there's a chance the preseason games are actually a little bit more fun this year because there's so many young players on defense? So I think Vic is going to get his way a little bit more. Instead, it's not like you're coming up with a bunch of 28-year-olds. You got a bunch of like 24, 25-year-olds who some of them have experience, some don't. Like I think there's going to be a good amount of people playing in the preseason, which will be fun to see. But yeah, some time for Ringo still.
Okay, so. Did you? I hope. I know you're working your ass off, so I can't just assume it. But where is the perfect spot for Cooper DeJean to play in base? And I hope I laid this out a little better for people. Do you not agree with me, Xander, that the number one thing that Vic Fangio is looking for versatility, which means I could play players in multiple positions, and that's what we were saying throughout the entire offseason. Is that when you're looking at a type of talent that the Eagles are looking at to play on defense, you've got to be able to play in multiple fronts, multiple styles, multiple coverages, That is the beauty. And that's why a guy like Milton may not fit into a place like New England, because they may not be asking that player to play in multiple spots. And so what I look at Q is this, and Cooper here in Dallas. I just went through the exercise. I'll only do the first 4 games. Here's how I'm playing Q. I'm not playing Q in a position where that I put him off ball and I put him out there on the corner in this game. Why would I do that when the guy's in the slot, is the best receiver on the team, is in the middle of the field? I'm putting Q on George Pickens because he's going to be at the Y, out wide. That's his natural.
George Pickens is going to be their deep threat.
That's right. And that's where I'm putting Q. And where's Cooper going to be? He's going to be in the middle of the field with 2 defenders, Bond up front, and you're going to have Cooper back there at safety and also at nickel. That's where you play him. Now, in the Kansas City game, you do the same thing. Rashid Bryce is going to be suspended for probably the first 4 games, which means Worthy. That means Q's on him, the deep threat. Who's the one threat across the middle of the field? You may think he's washed. Travis Kelce's going to come across the middle of the field. Why would I put Cooper on the corner and put him in base and take him away from the middle of the field where the threat is the middle of the field?
I see what you're saying for sure.
How about this with the Rams? Here it becomes a little bit more of a – you got Williams in the backfield, you've got Devontae Adams, and you've got Puka Nacua. Yeah. So listen here, okay? So you're going to put, in my opinion, you're going to put Q on Puka Nacua. You're going to put Cooper over on Devontae. And that's how you're going to play him in base.
Well, I think there actually might be one variation to that for the Rams game, because there's no doubt Adams is going to be on the outside, but I think Q's going to end up on him because the thing that McVay does with Puka, if you watch his offense, he'll move him all around. Actually, last year, you remember the one play the Rams ran last year versus the Eagles where Puka Nacua started his route. He went behind the offensive line and came up through the B gap and then cut to the outside. So my only reason in saying that is because Puka is a much more versatile receiver than Devontae Adams is third. You know what I mean?
Like they play him in motion more. They play him in motion.
Exactly. So I could see Cooper actually end up picking up Puka a lot of the time. And that would, again, play to your point of keep him in the middle of the field, because I don't think they're going to attack you with Puka and Devontae both on the outside.
No way. No, that's a great take on it.
Like, dude, some of the ways McVay uses Puka Nacua is pretty awesome. It's impressive football stuff. Yeah.
And then when you look at the Bucs, here's an issue that you're going to have here with that team. Otten's not a bad tight end. And you've got Godwin, who's going to be back for that game. You got Evans, and you've got this guy, Emeka Egbuka, who can run routes.
Who I like, by the way.
Boy, he looks like the real deal. So in that game, that's where you put Cooper and Q out wide. You put McWilliams in the slot or the nickel, and then you put him back in base over in the safety position. I'm going to need the covers. I'm going to need to have the numbers covered in that game, because now remember something. Here's one thing you got to think about. If Wirf's not ready, here's the one thing the Bucs have been practicing. It was in camp these last 2 days, Xander. I got a bunch of guys over there watching it. They're practicing quick hitch passes because they don't think that left tackle is going to hold up. And I don't think the left tackle's on the team right now. So you're going to see quick passes. Could that mean that Cooper's going to play more in the middle of the field because of quick passes, and they're going to go more slot in that game? My overall comments here, and what I'm saying is, I don't think it's going to be a set position. I think it's going to be a chameleon position for Cooper.
Yeah, I agree.
Week in and week out. Do you agree?
I agree, and I'd like to think in theory that that's a good thing. But there is also the potential that that's not a great thing. Now, I think it's a good thing overall because I think the player has the skill set to do it, but makes you a little bit more uncomfortable. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're not a set position. You're not playing one spot. You know, you're going to have to be asked to do a lot more things.
Now, does that make you uncomfortable, or does that make the offense
it doesn't make me
playing for?
I think Cooper DeJean is one of the best football players on our team. I think his potential is higher than 90% of our players.
You think it's higher than Jalen Carter's?
No. He's the one guy I think would make. I think Jalen Carter's got.
Well, I think Jalen Carter's year is going to determine also how good the players are around him.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if those guys aren't playing, no, there was a lot of good football being played around him last year, and I'm not saying that he wasn't instrumental and the catalyst to that. But by the way,
dude Cooper is a special player, dude. This dude Cooper he's a special player. He's going to be good for a long time.
So let me put this out there to you. Don't you start Campbell week 1 against Cowboys?
I would. If he's healthy, 100%. Dude, like I thought you said it perfectly. This is no disrespect to Trotter.
None.
You can't take that guy off the field.
No way.
That dude does he not look the part, Sills?
I can do more with him than I can with Trotter.
Yeah, I agree. A lot more. A lot more.
And no disrespect to Jeremiah, but to me, again, I mean, there's a place for Jeremiah Trotter.
Look, Trotter's role this year is Oren Burks' last year. You're the reserve guy. You got to come in.
$7 million a year to go play in Cincinnati.
Exactly. I think Trotter's got a good role this year. It's just not to be the starting outside linebacker. At least in my opinion, it's not.
So are you still comfortable with one thing? I learned something about Vic today. You know, Vic Fangio tried to trade for Milton Williams when Milton Williams was in when Vic was in Miami, right? You know, he tried trading for him. Okay, he tried trading for him to bring him to Miami.
That was a year. Yeah.
So all these reps, you truly believe are going to be covered, and it will not be as much of a drop off with all the players that you're thinking are going to be able to step in, because you're going to have to do it by committee, basically, on trying to get those reps covered. One thing, you're right, Xander. This guy's not going to be more than a 5-sack guy. I'm talking Milton. He's not going to be more than a 50 tackle guy. But remember what I said to you about him. He can play in 43, 34, 52. He can play in multiple fronts. He was multi-fast, and he played a ton of reps for you. That's a value in a player.
Yeah.
Do you have that player on your team?
I don't
plays
know.
at that position right now? Can Moro Joma do that?
I don't
play
know.
in all those positions and all that versatility and all those snaps?
Probably not. Boy, you and John really love Milton Williams.
No, well, it's because of what he gave the team.
I know, but boy, I'm talking to John last night, and I mean, John's answering me like Milton Williams is going to the fucking Hall of Fame. He's
wait.
So wait. John said last night that I said the most insane thing he's ever heard me say by saying the defense could have a bigger upside if Jordan Davis can play the 4-man front successfully. He said that's the most insane thing you've ever said. I'm like, what?
I don't think that's insane. I drafted the kid.
His point was that Jordan Davis will never be the pass rusher that Milton Williams is.
Well, it's kind of hard from inside compared to where he was out there.
He's a different size and different type of player, but
no,
I mean, look, I like Milton Williams. People think I'm like, hey, I'm Milton Williams here. Like, I love Milton Williams. He was one of my favorite stories. The videos of his dad and stuff, I thought it was good. The whole thing was great, but like, it's not Aaron Donald. Like, we lost a good player. We didn't lose.
Yeah, but Aaron Donald's never been on the number 1 defense, and he was
Milton Williams a caboose though last year in terms of how good the defense was around him, and it literally gave him the perfect environment to thrive.
You're always going to be a caboose when you got a Carter on your line.
Well, we have a Carter.
I mean, you're going to be what it is. I mean, Jerome Brown was a caboose to Reggie, so I mean that's just what that is. I mean, you got a player of that reputation like that, dude.
Jerome Brown. I mean, Milton Williams.
No. I'm not saying that, but Jerome will always be considered a caboose when you're playing next to Reggie.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, I mean, look, Reggie Milton. I mean, Jerome Milton. We're not in the same.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We're not in the same area code.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Come on, man.
We're not in the same area code.
I get curse on a football Friday with that.
Hey, listen, we're not in the same room. But the one thing that I do think that I don't think you put a value on it. I really don't. I don't think you put a value on Milton's importance. I think you undermine and you don't really think he was that important to the success. You think he was important, but you think he was like a peg in it. You don't think he was really part of the success of the defense, and he was, man. I mean, here, I would rank it this way. Carter, Bond, Q. Dude, then you start getting into Sweat and Milton.
Carter, Bond, Q.
Remember, Cooper played in a nickel. He didn't play in
Yeah,
base.
but Cooper was a big addition.
Yeah, but that guy.
I've never seen a nickel in all my life. I've never seen a nickel make that much of a difference on a defense.
Okay, but here, Josh and Milton never came off the field. They were on the field all the time, dude.
Look at this geezer. He's just giving you an example, Xander. Ryan, sit down, kick your feet up on a football Friday, and enjoy the fucking show, my guy.
Yeah. But I do. I agree with one thing, man. I mean, you don't really give him a lot of credit for being an instrumental part of that number 1 ranked defense.
Well, you guys are trying to. No. This is the John and Sills. John and Sills have tried to bully me on this because then it will force me to admit that I don't think that the team is going to be good enough this year. I'm not going down that road. Milton was a great player. I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. I'm appreciative of him. And I hope he enjoys the Super Bowl ring with the flap-out wings that I think even Sileo loves now. That I know I like a lot more than I did when they first
I know. I love the Confucius Sirianni saying on it there. We're only
did Merrill win you over a little bit or no?
Yes.
By the way, if anybody missed the Merrill Reese interview this week, it is must see for any Eagle fan.
He caught me off guard.
It's must see. It really was. I mean, your reactions were actually amazing to watch too. And
I was touched.
It was incredible. You have to go and watch it. More than Joy Taylor, who you guys all had an aneurysm about, which was ridiculous.
Hey, Xander's right. I got to tell you guys something though, man. Some of you guys need to get out, man, or get away from the funny magazine.
Too many bars with dudes, Sal.
Hey, really? I mean, you guys hanging on the porn sites a little too much here, man, because we put a chick on here. By the way, since you guys behaved, Xander has been informed that Joy's going to come on twice a month during the football season. So please try to contain yourselves. I mean, both Xander and I were like, do these guys ever go and see chicks? Or, I mean, have you ever been on a date? Some of these guys were like Googling. What's his name? My boy Leon. He broke his wallet with $1.99, sending it over to Joy.
No, we give Leon too much shit, man. Leon's hilarious. Leon went into hiding today. He didn't show up today. I haven't seen Leon one.
I'd be embarrassed too if I offered Joy $1.99 and a ride in his Kia. I mean, dude.
Joy's flying private. Where'd she say she was going? She flew private over there. She didn't fly commercial.
No, you know where she flew?
She said it.
Barcelona.
Is that where she was going?
Yeah, she's going to Barcelona.
Are you? I take it you're not like a world traveler. Like you don't like.
I've lived in Europe for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived in Europe for a year.
Is that when you're doing wrestling?
Yeah, I lived in Austria, and I lived in Austria, and I.
No, but I mean like a traveler, like some people in this chat probably they like to travel, it's the thing they like to do. They want to travel outside the country. I'm like big sales. I'm like. Yeah, I'm pretty good in my sandbox.
Yeah, no.
I don't really need to go that far to be happy. I'm good. I'm pretty happy.
If it's a trip someone wants to plan, and that's cool and all. But I heard John, I want to be on a beach where no one's near me. I fucking hate everyone. I'm in a foxhole. I tell you what, he would love being on Normandy's beach where no one shows up. And nobody bugs me. I'm not near anyone. And get this, nobody bugs me, and I have a guy sitting next to me. Can you imagine can you imagine McMullen on a cruise?
Dude, I will. Dude, I will never. You will literally never catch me on a cruise ship.
My wife said the same thing.
That legitimately to me sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah,
a cruise ship in the middle of yonder with a bunch of numbnuts. All sloshed up with smelly and nasty and sorry for anybody that likes cruises, but don't invite me. I don't want to come. My goodness.
Someone said that Sills, you'd be sitting there having dinner and some guy from Madison, Wisconsin would say something. I'd be like, hey, fuck, don't talk to me, please. I'm working here. I'll go to my room and eat in my bathroom.
I'm out. I'm just not going on the ship.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be at the dock waving to you guys goodbye. I'll be here when you get back.
Absolutely here. All right. Hey, Big Z, I got another one here for you, man. So Aaron Rodgers said today that he believes that there's 10 to 12 Super Bowl contending teams.
10 to 12? What's he smoking? Crack?
No, I don't think it's crack. I think it's like ayahuasca.
Okay.
So here, You tell me if you think these teams are Super Bowl teams. And I'm not going to start with one.
Why does it not surprise me, Sills, that M. Reyes likes cruises? Why is that so unsurprising?
Because he goes to bars with 27 dudes sitting back there. and him and his buddies sit back there at bars.
Right,
and they're talking about what third wide receiver they want to fucking take on their fantasy geek list.
Me and you, right. The ADHD between the two of us is too much.
Hey, so here's what you think the Steelers are a Super Bowl contending team?
No.
Even if Rodgers has a turnaround year, you don't think they're good enough?
I don't think they're good enough.
Hey, how about TJ Watt's never won a playoff game?
Remember, they're in the AFC, dude. You think that team has a chance to beat the Ravens? You think that team has a chance to beat the Bills even?
No.
I don't see that. I don't see.
Only injuries could help them. Okay? Only injuries could help. Now, Metcalf is good, but I don't even know who's running the ball for them now. All right. You think the Packers are a playoff team, like a Super Bowl contending team?
The Packers?
Packers.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. Wait a second. Wait. We're coming into the 25 season. Are you telling me in that big noggin of yours, you have the Packers as a team that could get to the finish line?
I wanted these teams to be asked because I couldn't think of any more than these 11 teams. No. I couldn't even think of 12.
No Packers.
Bro, I couldn't think of 12 teams. I couldn't. So I only came up with 11. You think the Chargers are one?
I know you do, and I'm sure John does too. No, I don't.
I'll tell you what. I looked at their list of offensive guys, and I went, okay, Ladd McConkey is your top dude.
And they were better a little bit ago. They lost some guys on offense.
They did. They lost Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, that's right.
Yeah, they lost Mike Williams, and then they ended up getting rid of Keenan Allen. They had those two guys at wideout. They just got rid of them.
I'm not buying the Chargers yet until they sell me it. All right, I got to be sold it. I'm sorry, I can't watch a quarterback throw 4 picks in a playoff game and then pick them to go to the bowl. Just can't.
Okay, so I had 11. So we've checked off Steelers, Packers, and Chargers.
By the way, you know the other playoff game that Herbert lost? You know which one it was, right?
No.
They were up by like 4 touchdowns over the Jaguars, and Trevor lost 4 picks in the first half.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and ends the game with 4 touchdown passes, 4 picks, and they win the game. That's the game that Justin Herbert lost. And then the other one he lost, he throws 4 interceptions. Guy's a fucking playoff stiff, Sills.
I think he's a great player, man.
He's a great player, but he's a playoff stiff. And until he proves to me otherwise, I'm not picking him to go anywhere near the Super Bowl.
Okay, fair enough. You think the Bengals are one?
I think they're tough because
Joe Burrow throw them into an AFC championship.
That's the question. Joe Burrow's so good, you almost can't say they have no chance. But the team is so bad. I mean, he didn't even make the playoffs last year, and he had a damn near MVP year. He had arguably an MVP year. Most people thought he should have won it. You know,
I mean, started out 0-4 or something like that.
It's hard to say they'd be a Super Bowl contender because of that, but it is hard to say they have no chance because Joe Burrow is a very special player.
Okay, so now I'm down to 7. So do you think the Chiefs are the Super Bowl contending team?
Yeah. I think I actually do fall in the camp of with you where I think they're going to regress. But again, I mean, entering the season until I know. I mean, look, Patrick Mahomes has seemingly overcome every obstacle that they've had, whether it's losing players, losing receivers, losing coaches, losing coordinator. It doesn't seem to matter for him. Like they just seem to figure out how to win the most important games on the schedule, and they're going to be a Super Bowl contender for me. Yes.
Do you believe the Rams are a Super Bowl contending team?
I believe they're a legitimate threat to come out of the NFC. Yes, I do.
Okay, so now we're coming. Okay, so 7-6. How about the Bills at 5? Are they a Super Bowl contender?
I got them as a contender.
How about the Ravens at 4?
Yep, for sure. Probably the top contender in the AFC in my eyes.
How about the Redskins?
No.
See, I think they are.
Yeah, I know you do. You ain't breaking any news there, my guy. You've been glazing them all off.
Absolutely. I glaze talent. That's why.
They overachieved last year and had 12 wins. They got a quarterback who's coming into sophomore year. Look at how quarterbacks normally do, second year starting. They got a roster that increased in age by about 5 years. It's ridiculous how old they are. They lost Jonathan Allen and replaced him with Javon Kinlaw. I don't think that's an upgrade. They got Deebo Samuel out of an offense where the coach actually schemed up plays for Deebo Samuel. I don't know if they're going to do that with the type of quarterback that Jaden Daniels is. He's not Brock Purdy, where you just keep him in the system. So I'm truly not sold that they're a contender. Do I think they're going to be a good team? Yeah. Do I think they're a legitimate, player? Do I think they're going to be good games with the Birds? Yeah, I do. I don't think they're a legitimate team that could go to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, let me ask you this. So you guys, you're talking about how young you guys are on the defensive side of the football, and I'm talking about experience with the Commanders, with the type of players they have on that side of the football. What would you rather have going into a season? Experience or unchallenged or untapped youth where you don't know either? You don't know you don't know if the Redskin guys can last the season because of health, but they're good players. And you've got players that you don't know are good.
That's fair. One, I'm taking the talent, the youth. And two, it depends. Not all veteran players are created equal. If they had Lane Johnson, I'd say, yeah, hey, that's pretty good experience.
Hey, Tunsil's not bad, bro. He's a good player, man.
My thing with Tunsil, and I like him. I agree. He is a good player, but you're telling me the Houston Texans, all right, who have been in the playoffs the last 2 years, who are going into year 3 with a quarterback on a rookie contract, are just taking their left tackle and shipping him out? Dude, there's something there. There's something there. That would be like us trading my lot. Like, you'd be like, what? They would never do that.
So let me ask you, so you think C.J. Stroud took a step back? Let me show you something here.
Well, not huge, but minor. I just think the league learned who he was.
Okay.
Still made the playoffs. Still had a decent year.
He had 3,700, all 300 yards or 180 yards shy of what he threw for a year ago. He had 20 touchdowns. The picks were up 6. He had 12 compared to 6 the year previous. But, dude, Joe Mixon had a grand. Nico Collins had a grand.
Yeah.
I mean, you had guys on that football team that, all excelled. The 1,000-yard back. You had receivers, 3 of them were over 500 yards receiving, and Tank Dell. And Tank got hurt. You had Diggs on that team who had 500 yards and 47 catches. You had 3 dudes on that team, 4 dudes on that team with over 50 catches and 1 dude with 70 catches. I think
most of the collective NFL media overblew his regression. It wasn't that big.
No, and plus I thought he
just basic second year stuff for the league.
Yeah.
Who you are. That's what I think is going to happen to Jaden, though.
Okay, like you said, I'm glad you say that, because I don't think that guy took that much a step back. I think everyone got better around him and defending him.
Yeah, but also remember this, dude, with the Commanders. How many games did they win last year by the skin of their teeth? A lot. There was like 3 or 4 games where they won, and it's like, geez, if they didn't get that bounce, they wouldn't have won. Now, again, that's football. I'm not knocking them for it. They won 12 ball games. You are what your record says you are. I believe that. But
you're spoiled, dude.
That's
your
factored
team
in.
Everybody.
Yeah, well, that's factored into I think they overachieved with 12 wins. Like, in other words, if they won 9 games last year after 3 or 2 the year previous, I'd be like, yeah, that's a team that's ascending. Like last year, I think they overshot a little bit, and I think they're going to come back a little bit. 10 wins this year, 10, 11 wins.
How about the Lions? Boy, I'll tell you what. One thing about the Lions, you think they're a contender for the Super Bowl?
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a little cautious on it because of the coordinators, but I think overall they got the talent they need to be a contender. By the way, Hutchinson comes back. That dude was the best defensive player in football in the first 7 weeks of the year last year before he got injured. So he's coming back. If he's the same dude, they're going to be a good team.
I want to ask you. Speaking of that, I want to ask you this here on this. Okay, just to walk back a little bit when it came to where you playing Cooper. So let me show you this here with this team. That's going to be quite a matchup. I believe that's week 11. So you tell me where you're playing him in this game here. You've got Ahmad St. Brown, you got Jamison Williams, that Sam Laporta can play. And what's the one thing that you have to account for in this ball game too? Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to account. How are you covering and where are you playing Cooper DeJean in that Lions game? You putting him in the middle of the field where you got
Probably.
Tight end with Laporte in the middle. Who's more of a threat?
Well, here's the dilemma with this, because conventionally I would think with those two players that the Lions have that you named, St. Brown and Jameson, and then the threats they have in the middle of the field, normally I would think something like, can you travel Q on Jameson probably for the deep threat?
Not on St. Brown?
I would travel maybe Coop on St. Brown because he's more of that shifty player in the middle of the field. He takes
travel both of them.
But hear me out. I don't think Vic's going to actually do that. So what's then if you're not going to do that, which I don't think they are, I would consider doing that. And then you have Reed, the other safety, playing in a slot corner to take off Laporta and give support in the run game. That's what I would think about, but I don't think Vic would ever do that. So then the question would become, okay, if you're going to play him in a zone, where's the best spot to have people in the zone in order to take away those guys? It's probably Cooper. Actually, it might be Cooper in the slot because they move St. Brown a lot.
Okay, well, on base, though, I'm going to put him in the safety
but
position.
They don't run base that much. That's the problem. They only run base 10% of the time.
Again, you're good, but I want him on the field all the time. I just don't want him. I don't want him to miss any of those 100 plays. You heard Landon the other day go, you have a couple bad plays, man. That's how you lose ball games. I want him on the field at all times. So to me, I think in that Lions game, I think Laporte is more of a threat than Jameson Williams.
It depends how our slot corner does, and our safeties do. I mean, if you struggle early with those guys, then yeah, you're right.
Do you think?
But what if Ringo's the weak spot? Then Jameson Williams is quickly going to become the guy, because Q's going to be worried about St. Brown, and Jameson Williams can take the top off of defense. And Ringo's already one of the dudes getting beat deep in practice. So you're telling me he's going to run with Jameson Williams?
No.
Jameson Williams is one of the best deep threat receivers in football. Dude can take the top off.
4-4.
So I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to go about that game. That's going to be a fun game, man. That's going to be a fun game.
Let me ask you on that Mac McWilliams.
Yeah, Abe's right too, by the way. Lions use their third receiver.
Yeah, well, you bet.
They are not a team that doesn't incorporate that guy. I think it's Tim Patrick, his name is.
Yes, and you know what? It's the Lions and the Bucs that have three good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think the Bucs have one of the best receiving cores.
Yes, they do. Yeah. When Godwin comes back and he's healthy,
I like that team. I like that Bucs team.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, when they get worse back, but I would say this to you. Laporta is going to be more of the position guy that they're going to be more concerned about. But hear me out on this. This kid Mac McWilliams. I mean, do you play him in that nickel if you're going to move Cooper to safety and to corner? Is that the guy, or is it going to be? You can't put Makuba in there, can you? Who would be the guy if they're going to take him out of that nickel and they're going to play him more at safety and at corner? Who wins that spot? Is it McWilliams?
I'm having a little pause
because I heard Mike Gill, and I'm with him on this. You're conflicted because, look, if they want to move him around, and it looks like they do want to move both those players around to give them the best chance of success, and I see it. Okay, if you're going to do that, are you sacrificing another position on the field?
Yeah, probably.
Because you're sacrificing a position in the zone. Now, because that creates more problems for Zach Bond and his drops. That means he's got to get a deeper drop.
Right.
Does that take away from the run game?
Yeah, it does. Unless Jordan Davis shows up.
Well, he did a year ago in the run game.
Yeah, I know.
He was there in the run game.
I want a dominant four-man front this year, man. I got high expectations for Jordan.
It's the same guys intact, and you've added, actually. Hear me out on this. What I like what you guys have going here, especially with why I like Campbell starting. Well, bro, you know, what's the one thing that stayed intact on your defense? The interior middle of your defense, which has to be the heart in the run game. You've got Carter and Davis there, right? Well, Bond's going to benefit. Campbell will benefit. So you guys are stronger now in the middle than you're stronger now in the middle today, in my opinion. No disrespect to Kobe Dean, but do you not feel more of an upgrade with Campbell than Dean in the middle right now?
Well, it depends. In order for that to be true, Campbell would have to give you some sort of advantage outside of just being a good mic. because it's going to be hard for Campbell to be a better Mike than Jacoby was last year.
Boy,
Now, but if he brings in some of the other elements where you can maybe rush Vaughn or rush him or
rush him interior.
Yeah, if you have a lot of sub packages, then it makes more sense. But if he's just playing off ball linebacker and he's the Mike, Jacoby was really good last year. You know,
he was.
So I think it could be a push, but he does give you obviously more versatility and more potential. You just have to use it. You know what I mean? Like it's that word. You hate that word for a reason. It means I've never done it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it looks like yet. You know, let me see.
So to recap here, Eagles, Lions, Redskins.
No.
Oh, wait, no. Well, that's me. I forgot. Here for you. So you basically only have
Eagles, Lions, Rams.
You have 6 teams. You have Eagles, Lions, Rams, Bills, Ravens, and Chiefs as the only Super Bowl contenders. Or is there
any
some
obvious ones I'm missing?
Let me go over here. Let me take a look at this. Hang on here. You only got 6 teams. He thinks there's 12 teams. Okay, you got the Bills. There's nobody else in that division. You got Bengals. You don't believe the Steelers. You believe the Ravens. There's 2 out of the North. There's 3. You don't believe anybody. Do you believe the Texans are?
I think they're close. I'd be surprised, but I'm not going to rule it out completely.
Okay, so we'll go no there, but that's no teams from the AFC South for you. AFC West, you only have one. Do you have the Broncos as a potential Super Bowl contender?
You want me to buy Bo Nix as a Super Bowl champ? No, I'm struggling with that.
You don't think the Chargers do, so you think only the Chiefs. So in theory, you truly only think there's 4 teams out of the AFC that are Super Bowl contenders. The Chiefs, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Bills.
So I got 7 teams total.
Yeah, you got 4. You got
4
3
in the AFC, and there's a couple close ones in the NFC. I think the Commanders are close, and could you say the Bucs are close?
Yeah, I think the Bucs are going to the NFC Championship game.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that a foreshadowing?
Oh, I do. I think they're going to the NFC title game playing the Eagles.
All right. I know you're not picking the Bucs to go to the bowl.
No.
So you're picking the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Sileo just told you who he picked for the
I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm going to back that up. I don't know if Philly's going to the NFC title game yet. I don't know that yet. Hang on. So here in the NFC, here's who you have. You have Eagles so you have only one team coming out of the East. You have only one team coming out of the North. Or do you have the Bears coming out?
I can't pick the Bears yet, but we'll see. They're not a contender yet in year 1, though. Let's see them year 2. They could be.
Do you have the Bucs as a Super Bowl contender?
I got them on the bubble.
Okay, so
I got at least 5 bubble teams.
Okay. So out of the West, you don't have the 49ers, I'm thinking. You have the Rams. So in theory, you only have 6 football teams that you think that are in the NFL right now. Going in, not barring not knowing injuries and what have you, how teams will play and schedules, you theoretically only have 6 football teams right now. 7 football teams that you believe that are Super Bowl contending teams.
Yeah, and it would probably be more 6 if you took the Bengals off and then you made a bubble. If you made a bubble, I would put Bengals. I'd put Texans. I'd put Commanders.
I like that Texans team.
I put Commanders, Bucs, and
Broncos.
Packers. I don't think either of those 2 teams have a shot.
Minnesota.
Ooh, they're interesting because that's a good roster.
I just don't know what they are.
I know. I mean, how are you going to pick J.J. McCarthy?
Bro, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a tough matchup for Philly when you got to cover Addison, Jefferson, and that tight end, and they got Aaron Jones running the ball. But the quarterback, who the fuck is he? I mean, I have no idea who that guy is. J.J. McCarthy is really going to be a guy who's going to get the ball to those guys? I don't believe it.
I don't know, Sills. I have a hard time believing that too. But
Storyline of the week for you with the Eagles.
Campbell, man. Campbell. Guy came onto the scene quick in training camp. It's a very positive sign. There was a quiet summer about him. Nobody really knew what to expect, I don't think. Even the reporters, you could tell by the way they talked about him, they didn't really know what to expect. It's one of the beauties of Vic Fangio, and the fact that he's on the field and already making plays and already doing things out there, I think is a really positive sign. And loser of camp, I'm actually so far of week one is it's actually not going to be Ringo for me. You know, we mentioned the loser earlier, and I mentioned Ringo is the only one, but there is another guy that's a loser.
Tell me.
Nakobe Dean. Unfortunately. Not by no fault of his own. By no fault of his own. But I do think, unfortunately, if Jahad Campbell gets on that football field and he's close to what we think he's going to be, I think Nakobe Dean's going to have a hard time seeing the field.
Boy, I'll tell you something, and I'll come clean on it here. You know, the player really never impressed me. And then last year he impressed me. He played great. And you kind of rooting for the guy to come from the abyss the way he played. And then I'll tell you the suck-ass thing, man. To see a guy lose opportunity based on the thing that hurt him the most when he came into the league. You signed him injured. I mean, he's just never been able to get over on that. And it's a shame, man, because guess what? He'll never fulfill his destiny because of injuries. He just wasn't built for the game.
Yep, it's true, unfortunately. But we'll see what ends up happening. Rico says, Z, are the Winers a bubble team? I think they're pretty close because of that schedule. Remember, they got an easy-ass schedule, but I don't know. I mean, Brandon Ayuk's their top guy. Brandon Ayuk and Jawan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, but, you know, then you start doing this. Okay, well, Kittle's fucking great, dude.
Kittle's great. Kittle's
a great football player. I think that kid they got from Florida, Pearsall's going to be a good ball player.
Yeah, you like him a little more than me.
I do, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, he had a stiff throwing him the football at Florida. And I think the guy is.
I think you left out the front page story. The guy gets shot and fucking returns.
Yeah, I actually like that.
The guy got balls of steel.
What I didn't like was he got shot in Castro. I don't know what he's doing down there, but hey, okay.
you know that state better than I do.
Hey, I'm just telling you, man, it's not a place you want to be dressed funny down there. I'll leave it there with that.
When are you getting out of that state? Aunt Betty, can you get this guy home? I mean, what the heck? I thought you'd have more pull than I did, Aunt Betty.
Dude, my show started off because of Gavin Newsom. I'm blaming Newsom for these started. Hey, I'll tell you what, watching Big Sills melt down, that's pretty funny, isn't it? Hey, man, I'm over here going, what the is going on? I could just hear, and I started laughing because I know Xander's going, this guy's panicking like a fucking maniac right now. So, yeah. Hey, we're going to start going around the league here. Oh, by the way, so I put on Rich McKay today because of the 50th anniversary of the Bucks. That's this year with them, okay? I asked him about the tush push. He goes, are you really going to break my ass about that? I go, no, I want you to come on. Not this week, the next week. So we got Rich coming on. I love Rich McKay. He's been on already.
He's great. We've had him on before.
Yeah, you've had him. So we're not going to, that's not this coming. It's the one after. I go, I want you to hold it because I want you to explain that to Eagle fans. He goes, you know, the only reason I came on today because we're in Tampa and I thought you'd put me on the Eagle show. I go, oh, no, that's coming. Because those fans are going to kick.
You tell Rich McKay I appreciate him and I love him, but fuck him.
I go like this. I go, hey. He goes, what do you think of the play? I go, I think it's a play if you can't stop it. I mean, they found out something on how to do it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, do you think that looks good?
Now, what you should have said is I played defensive tackle, and if I needed a dude in a suit to help me stop a football play, I would have felt like shit on the inside every single day.
Man,
all right.
Hey, Dad, can you help me?
Yeah. Guy in the suit. I can't stop this really tough physical football play. Can you get it out of the game? I swear the viewers don't like it. I swear they don't. Shut up.
You think Jordan Davis had a good week?
Yeah, he was a winner. Now, it's vanity. You know, you got to get in the football field now. It's nothing over the top important, but it's the first good step. And I thought you pointed out yesterday we had a great conversation about him, but there he is.
Holy cow.
Leon, we've been looking for you today, Leon.
Man,
We've
poor
been
Leon.
looking for you, Leon.
Hey,
We
Leon.
love you here on JAKIB, Leon.
We're gonna read the supers here in a second. Leon, I got a little bit of sad news for you.
Oh man. Oh man.
Joy's laying on the beach in Barcelona right now.
Leon, you'd be proud of me. I've been defending you all day today, Leon, from the trolls and the goobers in the chat.
Hey,
all right?
Hey, Leon, I got to tell you, Joy's in Barcelona right now, laying on the beach with that $2 super chat you gave her.
You pick up the tip on her first pina colada order. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, hey, Leon, she used it right, as Xander said, for that pina colada tip, and she wants to thank you for the tip that she gave the
Leon is a fellow shooter. I can respect it, my friend.
And by the way, she doesn't mind being picked up in a Kia too, Leon. It's all good.
Yes, Jack, it is a number 2 pencil. I don't ever use pencils, but Jack, somebody left this in my studio, and I saw it, and I'm like, I'm going to use that. Someone's also stole my fucking pens. I hate pen thieves.
Wait,
I hate pen thieves.
Bro,
there goes my girl.
Look at
She's
this
a
right
pen
here.
thief.
I'm going to show you this. Look at this shit. Look at this right here.
Oh, see, somebody came in and wiped mine out. So no good. Oh wait, let's rattle these. You want to do them after Mike North or what?
No, let's get to these supers right now if we can.
Right, Leon said we only got one, I think. Leon says Justin Jefferson has a mild hamstring injury. I just saw that. Yeah, I just saw that. That's not great, but I don't.
Yeah, Leon, I got to tell you, man, you didn't really impress Joy Taylor yesterday. You know, you really didn't impress her. She wasn't. With the $2, she's like, tell Joy I love her. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to give her $2 and then a ride in your Kia. That's not going to go far, bro. You know, she's been my friend for a long time.
To Barcelona with her feet kicked up and pina coladas flowing and Haribo Golden Bears and all that. Yeah. Real Rich, did you already get this one? Do you wish Coop was on another team? I don't know what he means by that.
No, I don't either. I don't know what that means. No, I don't.
Coopy Rich. All right, everybody. I love all you guys. Sills, great show, man. Great Football Friday. Have a good segment with Mike coming up. I'll be listening and appreciate you, brother. Great week of shows this week with the season's here, brother. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's happening right now.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate it. Xander, we'll catch you in the morning. Don't forget to catch him out this weekend, too, right?
Man, I'll be doing some coverage. Yeah, so I'll do
coverage on the Eagles. Absolutely.
I'll do coverage after the practice tomorrow. So they're off on Sunday, but the team is practicing tomorrow with reporter access. So we'll get the access, and then we'll be live after Johnny Mac gets home. So I'll be looking forward to doing that. A little Sunday content for you, or Saturday content for you all. Appreciate it very much, Sills. Thank you, brother.
You got it, man. We'll catch you this weekend too, my friends. And by the way, John Gruden next week. Who else? I told you Rich McKay, who was on my radio show in Tampa this morning, but he'll be here next week as well, the chairman of the competition committee. I believe we're going to get Howard Eskin on again, and we're probably going to get coming around. We're going to get Angelo on again. Angelo Cataldi was awesome. All right. So this next guy, I've never spoken to him. And I want to tell you guys, there's a bunch of us out there. Now, Mike is one of the guys. He is and I'm not saying he's got any style like Howard or Angelo, but what he is he's one of the guys that I kind of stand on the shoulders of. Okay, I'm like the second generation guy compared to these dudes. Okay, so anytime I get one of these guys involved, Francesa, like he's the Francesa of Chicago. Just so you know. Okay. Now wait a minute here. I'm going to say this to you. I don't know if that's a compliment. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. All right. But I got to tell him before I started, I saw my very first Major League Baseball game outside of Yankee Stadium at the old Comiskey Park. It was Red Sox and White Sox. I think Zisk hit one over the top of the left field stadium, over the top, out of the stadium. He's one of the only guys ever to do it. I think Rice hit one that night. Seriously, if you went to the old Comiskey Park, you thought you were going to a train station. It was just this old, beat-up place, but it was historic. I love Chicago. I just loved it. I loved going to the Museum of Science and History. I lived in Illinois for a while, and I just loved that city. I played against the Bears. I played in Soldier Field. And this guy's been covering football and sports in that city for a long time. It's my first time, and it's my pleasure, believe me, to be talking to one of the legendary guys. It's Mike North, as he joins us right now here. Mike, how you doing, brother? I hope I gave you a good enough introduction, dude.
I was blushing, you son of a gun. How the hell are you, man? Richie Zisk hit one over the roof in right field.
He did, yeah. I went to the game that night, and
Right.
Dick Allen was one of my favorite players when
tremendous.
I was living in Illinois. I love Dick Allen. I mean,
Right.
he was so great. But yeah, I was there the night that Richie Zisk hit one over the roof, and that ballpark, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, it was beat up, but it was truly one of the greatest old school ballparks. What old school baseball was when you guys had that old place. I love that place. It was a great.
Yeah, well, they wanted to demolish it because they had let it run down. But there are a lot of people like yourself, like myself, that say, if you were to renovated that park, it would be somewhat like Fenway Park, like Wrigley Field. The unfortunate part about it is the South Side is not as industrious as the North Side is. The North Side and the South Side are two entirely different cities now. Still very, very great areas out there. But you know what? It takes, like, if you live in the northern suburbs of Chicago and you want to go to 35th Street, Dan, that's a 2-hour trip on the Kennedy Expressway. And, their games are at 7 o'clock. So you're running into rush hour and everything else. It's just not a good place to be anymore. That's why Jerry Reinsdorf, back in the day when he first bought the club, wanted to move it to Addison, Illinois. And the people of Addison voted it down. And Jerry Reinsdorf decided, well, we'll still build here. Now, it's been there with the new park since 1993, but, people don't want to take the L for an hour and a half anymore. Yeah. If you live on Howard Street or near Evanston and go all the way to 3500 South. So it's got to be more centrally located. We're going to see what happens. And, but really, I mean, Wrigleyville and if you ever want the baseball experience, go to Wrigleyville if you've never been there, because I mean, you could have bought the buildings around that park with the change in your pocket back 45 years ago. And now it's just a completely, you think you're in Disneyland. So it's just an unbelievable experience compared to what the White Sox offer you on the South Side.
Absolutely, man. I just love that city. And
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, Mike, you haven't really had a lot to root for when it comes to the Bears. And Chicago, again, playing against those 80s teams. I played against that 85 and 87 Chicago Bears teams, which were just fabulous, 12-plus win teams and all. I mean, the McCaffreys really haven't done a great job at running that franchise at all. No. They haven't found a quarterback. I mean, what are your expectations for the team this year? I mean, do you have any high? They've made a lot of moves, and they've done a lot of things that, I mean, you tell me, what are you making this year?
Well, I mean, I kept hearing about this kid, Caleb Williams. And, so I decided to watch him a couple times his senior year, and he crapped the bed both times. Then he went and cried in his mother's arms, left his ball club on the sidelines. It was all about me, I. He basically, I don't care if he paints his nails. I don't care if he wears gowns, as long as he wins. Dennis Rodman was one of my good friends when he was in Chicago. I met him at Gibson Steakhouse the first night he came. And, we hung out together numerous times. He showed up on a motorcycle in a wedding dress, but they won and he performed. So, Chicago people will overlook a lot of the bizarre type of behavior by certain athletes. But it just seems to me, you look at a guy named Jalen Hurts, who everybody criticizes, for God's sake. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. He spends his time in the gym, looks positive, looks forward. He doesn't fill the stat book. All he does is win. And I got to hear people down to him. So I don't know what's become of winning in football, but the Bears are nothing but false hope. I mean, I've been a fan since 1961. I was at the 1963 championship game with my two uncles. I was 9 years old, and I'll never forget my uncle saying, "There's more where this came from." Well, not till 1985. And, I brought up Jamal Hurts. I brought up Hurts because he stays healthy. He played 15 games last year. If Jim McMahon would have stayed healthy for the Chicago Bears, we would have won 3 Super Bowls. It's that simple. So I don't care how you fill a stat book. I don't care if you're a regular season hero. It's what you do in the playoffs and the Super Bowl that counts. And for people to besmirch a Jalen Hurts, for instance, and some people not calling him a top 10 quarterback because he has, 9, 10 Pro Bowlers on his team. Well, Cam Newton who criticizes him, had 10 Pro Bowlers on his team when he won the MVP. So they're all jealous. They're all envious. And, winning becomes secondary with some organizations. It's all about hype. And that's where the Chicago Bears are right now, because they are picked for last place. And Caleb Williams, who I heard many people claim was a generational quarterback when I've only seen 3 or 4 in my life, like Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, people like that. He's not generational. He played in the lousiest defensive league in college football history, the Pac-10 at the time. The defensive sack of SC that he practiced against was ranked 105th. He doesn't have 5 seconds to pass anymore. He doesn't have time to roll out, and he tries to run instead of setting up in the pocket. So I am going to probably take the under 8.5. He was ranked 29th by Pro Football Focus. That wasn't the plan. That was not the plan.
You bring up Jalen Hurts, and you tell me this because you're right. The big criticism is he went for 2,900 yards, Mike. Okay, but at the end of the day, the guy gets into the Super Bowl. He wins the Super Bowl. He's been there 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's the criticism that you see with him? And you're laughing because, again, I like it because you think that, I mean, the criticism, what happened to winning is what you're saying here.
Bingo.
A little bit. Is that right?
Bingo, Dan. I mean, come on. I mean, everybody, Aaron Rodgers been to 1 Super Bowl and won 4 MVPs. That's a joke. That's an absolute joke. I mean, he was a stat stuffer. He's a what I call a regular season hero. Him and Favre won 2 Super Bowls in 30-some years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
McMahon won 2, one with Green Bay and one with the Bears. So he had as many as they did. To me, winning has become secondary. It's all about, the big quarterbacks now. It's a quarterback-driven league, no doubt about it. The MVP is going to probably be a quarterback for the most part. But to me, winning is secondary with a lot of franchises now. It's all about making money. I mean, the Bears have the worst stadium in football. Their matriarch, Virginia McCaskey, owned the team for 43 years. And I never hesitated because of whatever gender she was or whatever. They treated her majestically in Chicago. She was a horrible owner. She was a terrible owner. She got that ownership because of circumstances that were her brother dying, Muggs Hallis. And then she was gifted it, and she ran the franchise into the ground. They fired Ditka. They fired Jerry Vanisi. I'm going to give you. They fired Jerry Vanisi, Dan. Listen to this.
Spectacular football, man.
30 games over 500, and they fired him. 30 games over 500 with the Bears. They just gave Ryan Poles at 15 and 36 a 4-year extension. That's all you need to know about this organization. All you need to know.
Do you believe they'll ever sell the team?
I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, you want them to, because they should have started digging for a new stadium 2 years ago. As you know, if you ever went to Arlington Racecourse.
Oh, yes.
The Chicago Bears bought the property 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on it like they're going to build a Portillo's. I mean, you got to put in you got to get the ball rolling. I mean, Arlington Heights, taxes. They brought in Kevin Warren, who's an outsider, who doesn't know anything about Illinois politics, who just last year selected a COO for the stadium after they had the site for a year. So they're still talking about refurbishing Soldier Field, the worst stadium to go to in the NFL, the smallest stadium in the NFL, the worst deal in the NFL. So they're just a ma and pa operation right now. I know the hiring of Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen is exciting everybody, but he's a first-time coach. I've seen Super Bowl coaches like John Fox come in and get ruined by being associated with this franchise.
You know what, Mike? That's a great point you bring up. John Fox is the only guy that they ever brought in with any kind of success that they ever had in that franchise. Yep. And now they're doing it again here. How do you think that relationship with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson is going to go? I mean, how do you think that pans out here? And is this going to tell us a lot about both guys? Is he going to be a good coach or not, right? Or is this guy quarterback going to be a good quarterback?
I'm going to tell you something right now. They're both a mystery now. The genuflecting to Ben Johnson is nothing new in Chicago. Some of the softest media people in the land. Ben Johnson never made the big decisions in Detroit. Ben Johnson did not change the culture of Detroit. Ben Johnson did not decide whether or not to go for it on fourth down. That was all Dan Campbell. Ben Johnson didn't clean out the locker room, okay, and get rid of certain players that were a detriment, okay? Ben Johnson hasn't had to say, I'm going to go for it on fourth down from my own 30, okay? Now, to Ben Johnson's credit, when he was given the assignment to on fourth down from the 30-yard line of Detroit, and, 4th and 3, he'd get it done. I'll give him that. But he's going to look out there, and he's going to go, God, Jared Goff's not there, who's the second best quarterback in football. Wait, where are my Pro Bowlers? Where's David Montgomery? Where's, it's a whole new ball game for him. He's never coached, been a head coach. Caleb Williams is on his third offensive coordinator in 2 years. Okay, you know what that can do to a football player.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. They've gotten rid of guys like Roquan Smith and David Montgomery to a rival that would come back and haunt the Bears. So they have a lot of questions. They're picked for fourth place for a reason. As a Bear fan, would I like to see a surprise? Darn right. Will it happen? I'm not so sure.
I have to go into a different area with you now.
I love when you do that. You know that.
Okay, I'm going here now because I asked Howard Eskin this, and I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
By the way, guys, the books that I showed you about all the sports talkers across the country? Mike's name is in those books along with mine and Howard Eskin's.
Yep.
We had a chance to sit down. Mike, let me ask you about the landscape of the sports talk radio today.
Okay.
Let me go there. What do you make of sports talk radio? And Howard Eskin thinks that there's just no talent in the game any longer. And, I know that we went to consolidation years ago and we really didn't develop a lot of local guys any longer. But give me, in your opinion, the state of sports talk radio and how you see it today.
I think it's more about what the bosses want them to think or what the bosses threaten with. I think that there's no more shooting off the hip. When I did it, I'm no different now than I was when I was on the street corner and at 12 years old, arguing with my buddies about who was better, Bill Melton or Ron Santo, who was better, Gale Sayers or Walter Payton later on. I think that right now it's been a bad time because a lot of the radios turned woke. I know my friend Dan Jiggets and I didn't think that sports radio nearly covered enough. They've played it safe. We would have been all over the men beating up the women thing. I would have been all over it from day one.
I'm with you.
I would have been all over it. And, I didn't hear it. You know what I hear? I hear football talk, in the middle of July when there can be a walk-off home run that happened last night and it's not even brought up. They don't watch the game as much as they used to. I just think that it's scripted more. I never did a script. I was on the air with Andy Furman at Fox. Andy's a great guy, a great talk show host out of Cincinnati. We worked together for 3 years. Bruce Gilbert says to me, we need a guy, Mike. I want you to be my superstar. I said, well, that's a nice compliment, but what do you want me to do? He says, I want you to work with a guy named Andy Furman and Jonas Knox, who's now at Fox, and he was our producer at the time and a contributor too. Terrific guy. And the first night, I'm supposed to start the next day. Andy, one of the great talk show hosts, sends me a script. Okay. I never had met him. I just emailed him back. Don't ever send me a script again. I know exactly anything you want to bring up. You can bring up about the cheerleading contest in Hoboken, New Jersey, and I'll know about it. Don't send me a script. And I think TV has ruined a lot of the spontaneity because they have lousy, for the most part, hosts that are overrated, overpaid, and overscripted. And I think that's what sports radio is now. I think sports radio's got to get more daring. Back then, we took chances. You came out of the box. You didn't worry. I'd say something, and then 3 weeks later, okay, when nobody protested, the media writer would write what I said, and then I'd be called into the office. I said it 3 weeks ago. How many calls did you get? Well, I got a couple at the time. I go, don't bother me until you get at least 25. My God, what are you going to? My wife complained about me this morning. What are you going to do? So it's changed. The bosses used to be more daring. The talk show hosts were unafraid. We did not have social media to put up with because I did some things that, some bits that I think if there would have been social media back then, to be honest with you, Dan, I probably would have lasted 2 years instead of lasted 34.
Oh, I get you. And here, Mike, I got the Eagles. They call my bosses on this channel to get me fired every day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and some of the things that have been written about me in my career.
And me too.
And so to me, I look at it like you said. I mean, guys are more mouthpieces today. They're not guys that really are going to, like you said, like what I do. You know what I do? These aren't scripts. These are cliff notes.
Right.
I got little things that remind me. I don't sit. I mean, if I'm doing a script, and I was the second person hired in the history of Fox Sports Radio, Tony Bruno and I were just like this. We
Great
went
guy.
in. We used to just talk, and you know
Absolutely.
what? Watch this. We walked into Jim Rome's studio one time, and he had this book. Hey,
Yep.
we opened it
I know,
up,
Jimmy.
and in there it said, rack 'em. In there it said, like, when to say it. And we were all like this. I would
Right.
never do a show like that. I can't do a show like that.
No, I do the same shows that I did. In fact, on ESPN 1000, I do a wagering show with Carmen DeFalco. We just did it today. It's on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can get it on podcast at ESPN 1000 app. And we're winning, and we don't have a script. I never know what he's going to bring up. I'm always ready to go. I've been blessed with that. I mean, I'm a high school dropout because I loved sports so much that I could care less about history, arithmetic and all that crap. I ended up, being in the hot dog stand business. And then one day they wanted to open a jazz station. I went to the bosses. I said, man, you better open a sports station. Jazz is going to be out for you in about a year. And they did. And it's been there. And now the Cubs are on that station. So I knew how important
WGN?
The Score.
The Score.
1994.
Okay.
1992, Danny Lee, who owned WXRT, walks into my hot dog stand to get something to eat. I look at the paper. It says WXRT gonna have a jazz station. They bought the letters WJZ. I call the guy over. I go, "Are you Danny Lee?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Buddy, you should have a sports station. There's only 12 of them right now." It was like 91 when I talked to him. I said, the Kansas City's got one, San Diego, Los Angeles, Denver. You should do a Chicago station. He goes, "I'm a music guy." I go, "Okay." Anyway, this guy was so savvy. He goes home that Friday night, buys on Saturday morning the Sunday editions, which used to come out on Saturday, of the Tribune and the Sun-Times, counted the ads in the sports section back in 92 when the paper was this thick, 40. Counted the ads in the entertainment section, 2. That Monday they go in. What kind of music DJs we going to have? He goes, "We're doing sports." "We don't know anything about sports. You're going to listen to that goofy hot dog guy?" He goes, "Yeah." And then I ended up getting hired, and then the rest is history.
I'll tell you what, I grew up with WLS.
Oh, it's great.
I grew up, and there used to be a host on there all the time.
Who?
One of the most famous guys of all time. I grew up, when I was younger, I used to listen to WLS.
WLS had guys like Art Roberts, Larry Lujak.
Yeah, Larry Lujak. That's him, Larry Lujak, WLS.
Yeah, Larry Lujak and Tommy Edwards, Crazy Animal Stories. Chicago used to be the richest radio town. Now I think, look, there's a lot of podcasts that got talent now, okay? You didn't have to contend with that back then. But I think the shame of AM radio right now, talk radio, conservative, liberal, sports or otherwise, or entertainment, is that the hosts on radio should dominate. They should be a go-to, okay? But podcasts, especially with people that want to invest money, for instance, like my friends at Barstool, they are beating up the traditional radio stations, and it's happening in TV too.
Absolutely. Couple last ones here for you, Mike.
Okay.
Mike, for you, what was the most significant thing that you ever had in covering a sporting event in Chicago? Was it the Cubs winning? Was it the Bulls winning? Was it another innocuous moment? You tell me. You probably go all the way back to disco night.
Yeah.
There with the White Sox there too. So you tell me.
Well, I was working for the Chicago Park District when disco night happened. I wasn't even in radio. I didn't get into radio till I was 39, but I got to be honest with you. I've been blessed. My heroes. I shook hands as a kid with Doug Buffone.
Oh,
Coming out of the Bears locker room. We were kids that waited for him. I was like, I was 13. In 1997, me and Doug worked together.
Oh,
So,
wow. That's right. He was on the air in Chicago.
Me and him worked as a group, as a duo called the Wise Guys. I went to Walter Payton's first game. I saw him on 8 carries, gained 0 yards. And my buddy goes, "This is your number 1 draft pick?" I said, "I'm telling you, this guy's going to be a stud." Walter and I became best friends. We did a show every Tuesday night. I got to work with Gale Sayers. Great story. I say to get, because I used to bug the crap out of these two guys because they were like rivals. Okay. Gale felt forgotten because Walter came on to the scene.
Yes, right.
Anybody that just watch Gale Sayers on YouTube. Okay. And then be quiet and just enjoy. But I asked Gale Sayers one time because, ESPN likes to praise a lot of people, but Barry Sanders gets a lot of praise. No doubt about it. But I asked Gale, I said, "Gale, who is better?" Because I used to do this to him all the time. "You or Barry Sanders?" He goes, "You tell Barry Sanders to come out to Wrigley Field, play on hard mud in 10 degrees, okay, with snow blowing in his face, and do what I do. And then I'll go to the Silver Dome and play 7 games indoors. And I could promise you this, had I been healthy and played indoors in my career, I would have been the first 2,000-yard runner because I would have been playing on a dry track." And this is the type of stuff I used to get. Dick Butkus was a dear friend of mine, and we bow at his grave.
Oh,
Dick Butkus is the greatest defensive football player who ever lived. He told me, he did a 2-part show with me, and I didn't know this. He told me, I go, "Who was better, you or Lawrence Taylor?" He goes, "Well, Parcells told me they tried Lawrence Taylor at middle linebacker and he couldn't do it."
Huh.
So they made him.
Most revered Chicago athlete. Is it Butkus?
Jordan.
It's Jordan.
Jordan and Peyton. I think Jordan, Walter, Michael Jordan is the icon. The only other guy, I mean, I interviewed Michael Jordan when Michael, and I'd run into Michael at restaurants. I went to his basketball camp for guys that were 35 and over. It was great out there at Bally's. Michael and I are friends, got a great couple pictures with him. I'll never forget, I bought the North Carolina jersey. I said, "Mike, I want you to put down to my pal Mike from Michael Jordan." He goes, "Mike," he goes, "you don't want me to do that." I go, "Why?" "Because someday, if you put your name on it, you can't sell it." I go, "I'm never going to sell your jersey." And he just put "best wishes, Michael Jordan," right? And every day I come down to the basement and I say, I wonder if I should sell that jersey. No, but I love it. So I think Michael Jordan is the icon of icons. Chicago was a death valley for titles, and here comes a guy, and only in Chicago would this happen. They could have won 8 in a row. He took 2 years off. "I'll take 2 years off. I'm exhausted." Okay, and I had plus other circumstances with his dad, which was a sad time. And then he comes back and does 3 more. To me, he was magnetic. But in line with what just happened, the only other guy, we used to have people, big stars, come to the station all the time. The second biggest guy that ever came to our station, where the people were just losing their minds, was Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan walked in, it was like, wow. He took, I got a picture on North to North, my Twitter. If you guys go to the front page, if anybody, when people are listening here, and it's me, I'm a young guy. I think it's 1996, 97. And I'm with probably one of the great showmen who ever lived in the history of sports, who took wrestling. My wife's not a big pro wrestling fan, but when Hulk Hogan was on, I go, "Look, let's watch Hulk Hogan," whatever he was in. And he just crossed over. So I met so many great people. I think that's the main thing. And the thrill of just turning on the radio. You know that. Yeah. When I was a kid, just give me one day on the radio.
Yeah.
Now I go to buy a new car. I go, "Where's the door? Where's the radio now?" The guy goes, "There are none." I go, "I'm not buying your car. What are you talking about?" That's crap. A part of Americana is a radio now. He goes, "You got to go like this." I go, "I'll run into a pole." I'll run into a pole.
Mike, I want to do, because my show's based in Philly.
Cool.
So I gotta do one thing here for you.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts
Yes.
or Justin Herbert in a game?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, here's another one. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson.
Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson can't beat Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's a regular season hero because when he gets into, he's a terrific player, but he's a stat-stuffing regular season guy. He's got to prove he can get over the hump. At least Josh Allen, we know, can beat Mahomes, but he can't beat him in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, I keep hearing, boy, the Eagles are going to have trouble getting to their second Super Bowl in a row. I go, wait, Kansas City's been to 3 in a row. And the NFC is a lot weaker to me than the AFC.
It is. It is. We were going over that today.
Who's going to get in the Eagles' way? Detroit, maybe, and they lost their offensive coordinator and they lost some people. I mean, because I don't see – there's always 4 or 5 surprises that were not in the playoffs the year before. That
you think anybody challenges Philly this year?
Wow. I mean, they replaced guys that left their line. They replaced Kelsey, the center. I thought they'd be hurting just like you. I see where Detroit's 10.5 without Ben Johnson because I really feel that the Detroit Lions know his offense and that Jared Goff will have a big say in what they do. I still think they got their players, but I just think they lost too much. You lose your defensive coordinator and your offensive coordinator, you're going to get to the playoffs. You might win 10 games.
And 2 O-linemen
in
the middle.
Yeah, and the Chiefs got weak. We got Thuney from Kansas City. The Bears offensive line, it's early, has not looked good so far, but it takes it's going to take more than 3 days for an offensive line to gel. You know that. I got a great story for you, Dan, if you got time real quick.
Tell me, go ahead.
I love what you do. I love that you played for the Hurricanes.
Thank you.
You bounced around like I did in school, no doubt about it. You played at Maryland. You did a lot of things, but you played on some great defensive lines. And one night I was at the Super Bowl in Miami, and I was drinking a bottle of Dom. Life was good with my buddy Dan Jiggets. And here comes walking down the street Kevin Green and Jerome Brown. And Jerome Brown came in, knew Dan. Hey, this is my partner, Mike North. Hey, we all hit it off. We paid for, I bought another bottle of champagne. Jerome didn't reach for his wallet. Either did Green, either did Jiggets. And to tell you what kind of world it was, like about 2 months later, he was killed, after I had saw him at the Super Bowl. And I just wanted to bring that up to you.
Yeah, he was a running mate of mine at Miami.
Absolutely. I knew that. Look, I'm not a big fan of the Hurricanes. I'm a Notre Dame guy, as you know.
Wait, I'm going to bring that up because August 31st. Hey, you know how I knew that, Mike? I'm going to tell you this. So Mike sent me his email, and I saw this Irish thing on it.
Well, I'm half Irish, half Italian, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, get this. I was like, this has got to be something to do with Notre Dame here. So I'm like, I'm going like, because, folks, people in Chicago, they don't like Northwestern. They like Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, Northwestern's a suburban team. They try to call them Chicago team. No, we don't claim them. They play on the beach like they're playing volleyball. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I have nothing to do with that. I call them Hamish University. They give buildings away and all that other crap.
Hey, Mike, I got to give you this. So like when we played them, this is how the whole thing started. We beat the brakes off them 58-7 one year. I mean, we're running reverse.
Kick your ass, I know.
My God, and it was just an ass beat.
It was a clinic.
But what people forgot was that Notre Dame had been beating Miami 77-0.
Right.
In the 70s, they had been killing. So
I want to see it come back. I want to see. I'll tell you why I did not like Miami. It had nothing to do. And some of the kids at Miami, the Testaverdes, the McGahees, I loved them. There's a lot of people in the Midwest that respected them. It was the Penn State game when Miami got off the plane with the camouflage.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, when they got off the plane with that camouflage, that turned everybody against your asses. I don't know who concocted that whole scenario, but that to me, and maybe it was you, that to me was worse than the Catholic First Convicts. Like you guys are going to come off and you're going to beat like Joe Paterno, who I liked, by the way, regardless of what.
No. Yeah. Mike, let me tell you the story here. So get this. So That game, we gave up 7 first downs. We had 7 turnovers. They beat us 14-10. But here's
right. And you guys played a bad game and you almost won.
Here's the kicker. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I got to fly home. Who's there next to me? It's Joe Paterno.
Oh my God.
He put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, "You and Jerome Brown are the best I've seen since Millen and Clark." And I go,
great line.
And I go like, and I've posted numerous things. And he looked at me, and goes, "I'm going to see you on Sunday. I wish to God you had come to Penn State. You know, I'm an Italian guy. You're from the Northeast."
Right,
I mean,
right.
And I'm going like this, and I'm like, so we flew back for 3 hours. He was talking. He couldn't have been nicer. And, I learned so much. What I didn't like about that whole setup was there was Jerry Sandusky on the sidelines.
I get you.
And I mean,
well, no, he's responsible. The head coach at the end, he paid the price, but I still love the way that he coached his football team.
Me too.
And how they beat a team that was far superior. I mean, I love the bravado of Miami. The one guy I was completely happy for that had a great career, and I was worried for him, was McGahee.
Yeah.
Who got hurt in the Orange Bowl, and in one of the worst looking injuries I've ever seen on live television. That rivals Theismann, another terrific guy. If you've ever met Joe Theismann, folks, who had to actually go to Canada. There's quarterbacks that couldn't play with him. They're making $20 million a year now. He had to go to Canada and run back kicks and stuff before he could come back and quarterback.
He comes on here all the time. We get him on all the time, and he's told that story. I mean,
it makes me ill. It made me ill back in the day. But it happened to other people like Charlie Ward. I think now if Charlie Ward came out, he could be a competent quarterback. They didn't give him a chance. I remember in '67, a guy named Rex Kern that played for Ohio State. He ended up playing safety. So they used to do that all the time, move guys and stuff like that. But things have changed where they're just handing people money now that can't play the game half as good as the guys before them. That's just the bottom line.
How about this, man? Me and you are going to have to do something on Notre Dame Miami week, boy.
Anytime.
Hey, I got to tell you, man, because that's coming up August 31st. And I got to tell you about Marcus Freeman. I think he's a hell of a coach. I mean, I like him, and I'll tell you why. I think he's a great recruiter. I think, do you believe he's an upgrade from the guy before?
Oh, my God. First of all, I can't stand Brian Kelly. Never liked him.
Me too, man. How about
I don't want
Mike, here's Brian Kelly now. How you doing, everybody? I'm like, the guy's from Maine.
I'll never forget. I had a contentious interview with Charlie Weiss, and I would take Charlie Weiss back before I would take that rat, Brian Kelly. And the reason I call him that, first of all, I don't know how much. I used to be a drinking man. I stopped about 18 years ago, but I drank enough before that I could still have alcohol in my system to this day. But I didn't want my coach, abandoning Notre Dame to go to LSU, and you actually thought that you were going to replace Orgeron. You have that big an ego, and you were going to replace Orgeron, and that you're going to go to that league, and then you're going to give us this. Hi, everybody. I'm doing Brian Kelly here. After I'm done coaching this team, I'm going to become sheriff of the county. And then after that, I'm going to become like the guy at Flamingo Road. I mean, it's just the hypocrisy of the whole thing. And then Marcus Freeman comes in. I go, okay. Marcus Freeman. I don't know anything about him. I'm not going to open my mouth. I'm going to wait and see.
Yeah.
And my God. Some guy tells me the other day, Notre Dame's not the same program they once were. I go, they were in the title game last year.
I know.
They were in the title game. What are you talking about? That's the thing. I guess they got to win one. But Notre Dame, I remember people telling me they'll never be a top 10 team again because of the grades and all this.
Yeah.
The kids they're getting now are second to none. The Florida people like yourselves, we're hijacking you guys.
Yeah.
And taking them to Florida, Miami, Florida State. And I went to Florida once on vacation. And I went there in July. And I opened up the papers. And I said to myself, I come from a pro town. I don't want to live here. Because the first 4 or 5 pages in the sports section back in the 60s and 70s, George Myra, Steve Spurrier, Miami, Florida, it's all college. And that's what's different about playing in other places. I can only imagine how it is in Alabama, but they only had one team. You guys, and now you're adding Florida International, Florida Atlantic. That didn't even
USF,
exist back then.
UCF, all those
Yeah.
places.
It's like there's too many, and it's robbed from Peter to
It
give
is.
to Paul.
It is.
You're
It
taking some guys from Miami that would have gone there 30 years ago. You're getting them going to Florida Atlantic, or something like that. But it's the college coverage in Florida back in the day, and I'm sure it's still the same, was second to none.
How are you not doing a Monday through Friday show any longer? I mean, Mike, you got the energy of a 20-year-old.
I always have.
How come you not? Is it because of the politics? Is it because of?
I don't ask.
Today?
They pay me good for what I do, Dan. I don't ask. I'm the only guy left from the original guys, and there's a lot of them that's on terrestrial radio. There's hardly any of our ilk. I'm the only one still on ESPN, and that's the one place people thought I'd never be at, because I was their competitor, and they had one station before, and we put them out of business. We had One-on-One Sports try to get us out of Norfolk. We put them
Randy Merkin.
Yeah, and Peter Brown and those guys. At Randy, it ended up being my producer at ESPN 1000 when I first started ESPN. So I have not always been. I'm the outsider. I just got the Barrett's Media Award for a lifetime achievement for contribution to Chicago radio. I'm an outsider. For me to get that, I mean, I've won 4 Air Awards. I've won 2 Emmys, but they're always voted from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. They send the tapes everywhere else. If you voted from the inside, you know this as well as any.
Yeah.
The media members, especially from the swamp, and every city has a swamp sports department that will kiss the ass of any team at any time. Just give me a free food pass. So I'm the outsider. I've never asked why. I'm happy I got the job. I'm 72 years old. I could go tomorrow. I see guys on DraftKings. I see guys doing this. I see guys doing that. They last for a short time. And if you know this, you've bounced around just like I have. If you got a mind of your own, okay, you gotta be able to understand that someday the turnstile is going to stop.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. Now, I had the opportunity. Now, I'm ESPN. I've worked for Fox, and I've worked at the Score, 3 powerhouse places. But I'm one of those guys that, there's flagship teams at these stations now. And I don't have a filter. If a team stinks, I'm going to say you stink. And that's just basically what it is. I can't say anything else. I'm not going to be a liar because a station or two is on a flagship. I'm not going to do that. And that seems to be and people know that, Dan.
You know
people
what,
know that.
Mike, I've realized people call me a controversial host, and I found out what controversial means, and I know you have too. And to me, it's telling people the truth.
Absolutely.
Because more people would rather be lied to in their lives than having spoken the truth to. And to me, in my opinion, that's the number one reason why guys like you and me and guys like Angelo and Howard Eskin and those guys is because we last, because all you have to do is tell the truth. If you do that, that to me is what's polarized.
It takes more guts to take a stand against the whole city of people. I'll give you a perfect example. Mitch Trubisky. Kid comes to the Bears. I go, this kid's pretty good. Yeah, they got a good defense. We got Roquan Smith. We got a pretty good offense. Mitch Trubisky gets us into the playoffs along, with the Bears football team in 2018. Parkey misses those 2 by hitting the uprights. He doesn't miss that. Mitch Trubisky's still on the Bears. We go to the Super Bowl. He's still on the Bears. 2019, we don't make it. 2020, Nagy's the guy again, the coach. Has a meeting with Trubisky scheduled 2019. Nagy doesn't show up. They didn't like Mitch for some reason all of a sudden. They're bringing in different people. You know how that is. You bring in a new GM. He's not our guy. 2020, Mitch Trubisky leads the Bears to the playoffs again, twice in 4 years. We finally got a quarterback. He's 29-21. Throws for 3,300 yards, whatever. Doesn't turn the football over. They pillaged the kid. He ends up going to Pittsburgh, pulled at halftime by the coach, Tomlin. Pulls him and puts in the savior, Kenny Pickens. I go, how do you pull a guy out of a game at 10-6 when the team is 2-2? You go with Kenny Pickens. Kenny Pickens is trying to win the 3rd job at Philadelphia now. Mitch had enough. He's been in Buffalo, and I wish him nothing but the best. because we went to then Justin Fields, and that didn't work. And now we're going to Caleb Williams, and it looks like that's 50-50. So you know what you never get? You never get the people to say, hey, Mike, sorry, I was wrong. You just took 2 years of abuse from me, and guess what? You were right. I never get that. I just tell the truth every single day. Mitch Trubisky should still be the Bears quarterback, and we shouldn't be going through the nonsense we're going to. Before Ryan, and then they give the GM, think about this, 21 games under 500, who brought in Eberflus, who's brought in 3 offensive coordinators, who got rid of Mitch and brought in 2 quarterbacks, falling on his face. The Bears won 6 games before he got there. The year before he got there, they've won 5 years since. And then they go, we're going to give you 4 years. And nobody says a word because they're all afraid. They're all afraid.
Oh, my God, Mike, this has been great, dog. We got to do this again. Please.
Anytime you want.
Hey, man.
I watch golf now, Danny. I watch golf because, you can bet on golf now, which is great because for a guy like Jack Rickhouse used to say, how you doing, all you shut-ins? He meant people over 60. I became a shut-in. I do my radio show. If somebody would have told me someday you're going to get a message on a phone or you're going to be able to do a show where you can see a guy thousands of miles away, I would have said, were you trying to make a fool out of me? I mean, can you imagine when you were 10 years old? They're going to go, someday you're going to get a message from me on the phone. You'd send the guy to the Wacko Museum. Come on.
Yeah, I am with you, Mike. You have yourself a fantastic weekend, my friend, and I really enjoyed this.
I did too, Daddy.
I really did. We got to do this again. It's been
anytime you want. I'm available.
Hey, how about this, man? It's been too long for us never to have met before, man.
Yeah.
I got to tell you. And by the way, everybody is blowing it up here right now, telling you they really enjoyed you, man, being on the program here. So please get this, man. Make sure you come back, okay?
I think I knew that guy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, thanks a lot, brother.
You tell me when you need me. I'll be there.
And I will. Thank you, sir.
All right, pal.
You got it. Mike North from Chicago. One of the legendary sports talk guys. I told you guys would like him. Absolutely fantastic stuff there, man. All right, guys, make sure you do this to me, man. Let's get some of these super chats that you guys were sending during that time. What do you guys make of Mike North? By the way, he is an absolutely enormous Jalen Hurts fan. So I'm sure, okay, I'm sure you guys are going to want him back. By the way, he's a big shit talker too, as you can tell. I mean, I'm telling you, he's one of the greatest sports talk guys. I told you, man, we put the people on. I mean, what I loved about it, I don't believe I said 5 words. Xander, do we have any supers with him, man? He is a huge Jalen Hurts fan. He'd take him over. He said he would take Jalen over Lamar Jackson. He goes, I'll take him over Herbert. I'll take him over Lamar Jackson. Truth teller Hurts better than Lamar. Whoa. Damn. Mike, I think he meant Mike North. Please come on before the Eagles and Bears. Oh, we'll get him on before that. 3 teams not sleeping on: Chargers, Texans, and Falcons. Thank you, Kimbo. Appreciate that. By the way, I call my wife Kimbo. So we're keeping score here. He said, hey, he's not a fan of the Bears in the way they're running. And Ryan Poles, the general manager. Great stuff. Jesus, I got to take a timeout, don't I, Xander? I haven't taken one yet, have I? I don't believe I've taken one. So let's do that now. All right, guys. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan. What a great football week. We got so much left here. Look at this. So much left here, okay? Our friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America, for a reason. They win. With over $30 billion recovered across this country, defending families and defending folks against fraudulent insurance claims like the one I told you about in Pennsylvania here, where you had a family offered $650K on a claim. They ended up getting that family $30 million. That's incredible. Got them $30 million on a $650,000 claim. Thousands of attorneys from coast to coast make sure that they give you nothing but the best attention. And know this, they don't get paid unless you win. Please do me a favor. If you're ever injured, go to our friends at Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES, Eagles.
You know, somebody thought I was going to have a debate here with what show I was going to put John Gruden on. Says you're going to put him on the Tampa show because, you know, he was a Buck head coach, or you're going to put him on your bread and butter show. I go, you answered it. I mean, what do you think I'm putting him on? He'll be on Monday. Who do you think I'm putting him on? I've not had him on yet. The only people we put on the Tampa show are the ones that have been on here. I don't put on somebody else because that's not what I owe you guys. I told you that from day one. That show is second fiddle. Do you understand that? That's a second fiddle show. That's like, hey, Sills does a show in Tampa. Sills is the show in Philly. Always remember that. So I was like this. I'm like, no, the guy's going on Philly. Then I'll put him on the Tampa show. Rich McKay has been on this show. I think Rich has been on twice, Sander, the president of the Falcons. I think we've had him twice. we've had him on the program since the show started. Do you understand he's the number 3 guy at the NFL? There's like when the commissioner, like if Goodell ever resigns, Rich McKay, who you've had on here, is one of the guys they'll consider for commissioner of the National Football League. Okay, I mean, he was on and in line with Condoleezza Rice. It was him, Condoleezza Rice, Todd Lewicki, Roger Goodell, and Rich McKay. It came down to those folks. And who was going to become commissioner. Okay? We put Joy on. I mean, look, I'm not putting Joy on the Tampa show. You know why? Joy needs a visual. Because Leon here, boy, I'll tell you, Leon, I don't know, man. I think you need to get out more. Okay? I do. I don't know, man. And by the way, Leon, she's going to come on in September, the program. If you're gonna try to make any hayway with Joy Taylor, you're gonna have to up your game, dude. Taking her for a dinner ride in a Kia, you're like, it's not gonna cut it, really. You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna need more of a ride. You might have to go to to a Budget or something, Avis, and rent yourself a car. Okay, you're gonna have to rent yourself a car. And I'll hook you up. I'll help you out. I'll give you a rate. And maybe you get yourself one of those fancy Lamborghinis. Okay? This show's going to take over the industry. Did you hear that? Hey, listen. Did you hear that? From the background. The mighty Kim Sileo spoke. She said that, hey, Leon, you can use Xander's vet to take out Joy. How you doing? Hey, I like that idea. Vander will loan you the vet, okay? And you can take out Joy in your vet. Xander's vet. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're going to – Joy's right now on the beaches of she's in Barcelona. And Leo wants to take her to Jones Beach. Or he wants – hey, Chesapeake, babe, it's all good. I'm there. I'm with you. I get it. Ocean City, I love it. I mean, but she's in Barcelona, Leon. You can't take her to Jones Beach, just, hang out there. Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate it very much. All good. All right. So, hey, I got to say one thing about Hogan. I can't believe the outpour of love that Hulk Hogan's gotten from everybody from coast to coast, and it doesn't matter what it is. That dude is just right now inundating all of social media, and it doesn't matter what your politics are. Doesn't matter if you like Trump or not. Even Vince McMahon came out of hiding and made a comment and said, he's the greatest entertainer and he's the greatest wrestler in the history of WWF/WWE, and he is. Make no mistake about it. He's truly the greatest. And no getting around it. His impact that he had on the wrestling profession and entertainment is just second to none. Question before we get back to the Eagles here. So here's the word. Jason Light wants to give Baker Mayfield a contract at the end of the year. You guys have seen Baker Mayfield the last couple of years. How much would you pay him? How much would you pay him? I'm asking you, Yale. How much would you pay Baker Mayfield? By the way, I'll use this on my Tampa show. How much would you pay him? Right now, he makes 30. He's eligible for an extension at the end of this year. How much would you pay Baker Mayfield? By the way, I think he's 2-1 against the Eagles. Yale says 45. That's 15 million undervalue compared to what. Well, let me ask you this, Yale. If you had to make, wait a minute, guys. If you had to win a game, who would you take? Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott? Who would you take? Dak makes 60 million. If you had to win a ball game, who would you take? Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott? One makes 30. He makes half of what Dak Prescott makes at 60. Here's Xander. Give me the bake show. Okay? Xander posted. How much you paying him? 53? That's golf money. Here's Senor. Shake and bake show for me too. How much you pay him? I'm going to use this. I'm going to say the guys in Philly told me to tell you, you're going to have to pay that guy X. I by the way, I reference you guys all the time. 51 at most. Wait a minute. You're going to pay him 19. You're going to pay him $9 million under market value. You're right. I don't believe the Bucs are going to pay him 60 either. I don't. Senor says less than Purdy. 100 million guaranteed. By the way, super chats go to the top. Please hit that like button, guys. You've had a fucking fabulous week. I mean, we have had a great week. The whole entire network has had a great week. Great content. How old is Baker? He's 30. He's 30 years old. Kirk Cousins got a lot to get benched. I think that was 48 million. Okay? Here's what I would pay. Thank you very much. We're very proud of that. It's one of the things that I'm exceptionally proud of. Content is king. Make no mistake about it. Okay? So I'll start negotiating at 42. And I'm willing to go to 56. 56. Who would you take in a ball game? Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield? Trevor Lawrence makes $55 million. Who'd you take in a game? I'd go 48 million, 144, 3 years, and 100 mil guaranteed. Baker again. Okay. I'm going by the salaries. Here's what I would pay him. I'd pay him 56. 3 years, 56 per. And I would guarantee, what's that now? 56. $168. So 168. Excuse me, 178. I'm probably gonna go 100 million. After one season? No, he's been there 2 years. This is his third year. And he's gone over 4K and 30 TDs in every year. 168, Mikey? Okay. I'm going 3 years, 168 with 100 mil guaranteed. That's what I would do. Super Bowl winning Jalen Hurts' contract looking like another Temu signing sells. I'll tell you what. And Jalen Hurts is not bitching about it, which is fucking insane great. Your quarterback is not bringing money up. As a matter of fact, he's helping negotiate bringing guys back like Dallas Goedert. I mean, Jalen Hurts' contract, what is he, 8th now in the highest paid guys in the league? Is that what he is? Highest paid quarterbacks in pro football. Let me go. Highest paid QBs. So I'm gonna bring you guys' comments up on Monday's show. By the way, we're putting Gruden on here. I've already sent the text to John. Highest paid quarterbacks. NFL 2025. 2025 NFL. Here we go. Wow, these numbers are so big now. Let's go to this one here because it'll give me more on the signing bonuses. Dak Prescott, $60 million, number one. Josh Allen, $55 million. Tied for two with Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is on that list for the second high. Trevor Lawrence is the second highest paid quarterback in pro football. Trevor Lawrence is the second highest paid guy in pro football. Wow. And also Jordan Love. Tua is the next at 53. Purdy is next at 53. Golf is next at 53. Herbert is next at 52.5. And Lamar is at 52. Jalen Hurts is not in the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks now. He's now 11th. Where's Mahomes on that list? Hurts is 11th. Murray's 12th. Watson's 13th. Patrick Mahomes is the 15th highest paid quarterback in pro football. I did. Shit, that's a bargain. Here, Texas, I didn't think the salary should go up like this much. I did not think that. Man. So wait a minute. Hurts is 11th and Mahomes is 15th. And the two winningest guys are not in the top 10. It's crazy. Seals, do you got info on players that could be good death pieces or cuts? Not yet. They're still figuring out over there and who the second place guys are on what your depth's going to look like over with the Eagles. You're still trying to figure that out. Like I said, let me show you something here. And it's a great topic because somebody brought this up and I got it down here. How do you feel about the Eagles second team guys? What do you feel about the backups this year compared to a year ago? Here's your backup. The quarterback from a year ago, it's an upgrade. I think Tanner McKee from Kenny Pickett's an upgrade. I'm going to go defense. Is Ty Robinson an upgrade from Moro Ojomo? Do you think Ty Robinson's an upgrade from Moro Ojomo? Moro Ojomo was a backup to Milton Williams. How do you know that? How do you know that? Are you just guessing that? Without a doubt? How do you know that? A feeling. Okay? A feeling. Thank you, bro. Okay? Okay? To be determined. Off my projections. the real international projections right off that fucking sheet right next to Bledsoe. This guy right here, how he's got Bledsoe, how he's got their work, and he's got, guess what? The real Mr. Internationals. What did real Mr. International fucking say? This guy's going to be a massive upgrade over Moro Jomo as a backup. Remember, I said that. Remember, it's on the real Mr. International. Don't go by Bledsoe. Go by the Mr. Real International. That fucking guy's. Okay, now you're winning me over here. The Vanilla Gorilla. Okay, now you're winning me over here. I take Fangio's word over Maladas and Lanes. Yeah, pipe down. Okay, so Joshua Uche Kuchi. You think he's better than Nolan Smith as a backup a year ago when he was behind Brandon Graham? Yes or no? You think Joshua Uche Kuchi is a better backup than Nolan Smith? This is where you guys are going to get a reality check here. Joshua Uche Kuchi. Uche Uno. No? Oh, okay. So you don't have a very good backup there. All right. I'm with you on that. How about this one? Jeremiah Trotter. You think he's a better backup than Oren Burks? If he was, why didn't he beat him out last year? No. I'm talking about backups, bro. I'm talking about your depth right now. Do you have enough depth on your team? I'm talking about your depth. You know, we hit on. Hey, listen, this is a good one here. I don't know about Munden yet. And by the way, Campbell's now part of that depth. Okay, Campbell's part of it. So I don't know. Maybe we're kind of, yeah, maybe I'm good with it. How about this? Who would have thought this? Like the linebacking core might actually be the strongest group of the entire defensive football team. That's freaking crazy. 2 years ago, you blew. Dude, Xander, did you say this earlier today? How fast Howie turns the shit over? Did you say that, Xander? Dude, that linebacking room's been turned over in 2 years. You went from dog shit in 23 now to like, hey, man, that room looks pretty shitty. That room looks like the shit right now, man. That thing looks pretty good. The corner room? Who's the corner room? McWilliams and Keely Ringo's getting worked over every week? Or every day, I mean, of the week so far? He likes Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, and Mac McWilliams. I actually like this kid, Mac McWilliams. Won't lie. Let's go down to another one here. So, Jalix Hunt is a backup to Josh Sweat last year. Do you like Azeez Ojulari more than you like Jalix Hunt, who was your backup a year ago? Yes or no? Not me. Azeez Ojulari. Sounds like a Jamaican bobsled team you guys have as backups. So wait a minute. You think that Azeez Ojulari is better than Jalix Hunt as a backup? He's a better backup than what Hunt was a year ago? Hunt was in the Super Bowl hitting quarterbacks. How do you say that Azeez Ojulari is going to be a better backup than what Jalix Hunt was last year? Jalix Hunt got Bryce Huff taken and thrown off the team. Azeez Ojulari. Joshua Uche? Seriously, it's like a Jamaican bobsled team. Who else we got here? I don't think that's close. Hunt was a great backup. I don't know who this dude is. I think Ojulari's not bad. He's all right, but he's not Jalix Hunt. So here, Q was a starter. Tristan McCullum. Here, let's go to Keely Ringo. So Keely Ringo, he wasn't even the backup a year ago. Isaiah Rodgers was. So you think Adoree Jackson is going to be a better backup than Isaiah Rodgers? Isaiah, by the way, just signed a $7 million per annual deal. I think it was over 2 years with the Minnesota Vikings. Do you think Adoree Jackson is a better player as a backup than Isaiah Rodgers? Yes or no? Think it's a wash? You're assuming that Adoree Jackson will be better than or as good as Isaiah Rodgers. All right. You're calling it a wash. Right? Onion Ringo was put in the toaster oven. Not again. Man, not another day. Hey, Leon, you in here? You need to get the newspapers in Norway going again. I'm getting hey, wait, he had another shitty day today? No way. Did he have another shitty day today? Come on, man. I mean, did he? Did he have another shitty day? Come on, man. That can't be. No. Hold on here. Wait. I mean, I'm Shohei Ohtani in the offseason. This is going to be classic Big Sills. Okay, wait a minute. Keely Ringo. Man, I hate to do it to y'all. I told you that kid was going to struggle over there. And he got beaten walkthroughs. Take it easy. Oh, man. Fuck. Keely Ringo. I'm kidding, Jackass Crowley. Stop being so sensitive and crying. Seriously, I'm kidding, Yale. It was like a walkthrough something. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Holy cow. You know what I pulled? I pulled that like the guy did at the ESPYs. And there you go, crying again. I just got off the phone with my cousin who lives in Germany. He says Ringo sucks again. Oh, man. Oh, man. It wasn't anything. They didn't do anything today. Stop fucking crying, guy. Lay off my guy, Keely Bingo. You're making me feel bad, Sills. I feel bad on it. Hey, by the way, who gives a shit week 1? You're not even in shoulder pads yet. Let's see what they do next week. Stop your crying. He got toasted during walkthrough. He got fucking toasted in walkthrough. He got toasted on going to, like, get this. So you go to the chow table, and who beat him? Mac McWilliams beat him getting to the pancakes this morning. And, he was beaten out by Mac McWilliams heading to the getting to the pancakes and the maple syrup. We have the ammo to make a move. How long do we wait to fix corner 2? Professor, where in the world do you think you're going to get a corner? You think people are just going to divvy up cornerbacks? Where are you getting that guy? Where do you think you're doing it now? Asante Samuel's not the answer. You pay $10 million for that guy? For what? I'd rather put Coop out there. Tripped over his big toe at walkthrough. Come on, man. Leave the kid alone. Give him a shot at the title. We got 10 picks next year, Sills. Okay, what does that mean? What do you think you're doing? You're going to trade with what? The only time you're going to get a decent trade for a corner is going to be midway as you get around the trading deadline. Okay? Let's do this right now. I'll do this right now for you guys. Okay? Alonso. Psst. Hi. Off record. He knows I don't. Off record. Are the Pats looking at? Is it Wilkins? Are the Pats looking at? Is it Wilkins? See? Are the Pats? I don't know why I can't do that. Are the Pats looking at Wilkins? I'm going to send it to him. Okay. Let me get the exact job title for my boy. Lonzo Highsmith, Patriots. Lonzo Highsmith. Patriots. Senior personnel executive for the New England Patriots. Previously served as general manager of football operations for the Canes. I know that. And in his current role, he is the senior assistant to Elliot Wolf, the senior vice president of player personnel. That's what Alonso's title is. And the answer is yes. They have interest in. Yes. Okay. Patriots may give the Bills a run for their money, Sills. They're all going to be determined on what they do with defense. I love Vrabel. I'm a huge Vrabel fan. Money. It's going to come down to money. Mike North had a great time on, folks. He had a fabulous time on. He said, anytime, if you guys loved him, we're going to bring him back. Okay? Damn, Sills. That was G of you to get an answer. Hi was my roommate and my teammate at the University of Miami. So he's my brother. Okay, I mean, let me ask Dan Morgan. How about the Eagles looking at this kid Wilkins for depth in the defensive tackle position? Let me ask the question to Dan Morgan, how much you think he gets? Dan Morgan. How much will Wilkins get on the open market? Morgan's a Hurricane too. He's a GM of the Carolina Panthers. Highsmith says he's got to pass a physical before any contract talks would be made. Dan Morgan, that's not, no, he hadn't texted me back yet. Highsmith says it's going to come down to his injury. And then also the settlement with the Raiders makes it a little bit, because of the Players Association, makes it a little bit harder to do a deal until that gets resolved with New York. How would you guys look at trying to get him? By the way, is Wilkins a better player than Jordan Davis? How old is Wilkins? I don't like the foot injury. Wilkins. Age. Christian Wilkins, he's 29. No way am I paying $29 million. $20 million for a 29-year-old guy that you're going to be talking about north of $20 million. No way. No way. I'm riding with what I have. $20 million, you're going to write a check for a guy that's 29 years old. You're going to pay him 20. And do I think Wilkins is better than Davis? I do. He's a better player. But I'd rather ride with Jordan and not upset the apple. The Eagles don't have to do that. They're going to stay disciplined. I would too. I would not do anything remotely close to that. Yeah, and he's closer to 30. I'm with you. I have no interest in that because the money's too high. If that guy was talking about $10 million, I might have an interest in that. Okay? I might throw an interest in there. But 29 years old, foot injury, I'm pretty happy with what I have. I'd rather get a lesser dude off the street after the 53-man are set, and I'd rather look that way. I mean, the guy's 29, and he's injured, and he's going to want $20 million. Or he'll get $20 million. Somebody will pay him. I think somebody will pay him that. I do. Now we're good. Eagles organization already showed that with Javon Hargrave. Oh, Wilkins is better than Hargrave. He's by far a better player. The guy Wilkins is a better football player. Christian Wilkins is a better player. He is. Vic had Wilkins in Miami. It's too much money, man. Boy, I'll tell you what, though. Christian Wilkins, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter. Fuck. Man, you're talking about people movers, dude. You're talking about some large folks if you were able to do something like that. Yeah, and I think he's going to get that $20 million. No. You mean two-down Davis. Until otherwise noticed. I will give it to him, though. He wants to be a three-down guy. He does. So, by the way, Arthur, do you believe that I'm rooting for him to be a three-down guy? I'll show you how fucked up this guy is. Arthur, do you believe I'm rooting for him to be a three-down guy? Do you? By the way, since Jordan Davis was signed, I've been dead on about him. How you doing? No, I don't. No, I don't. How can my takes be right when it's based on player performance? I don't wish for anything. Do you really think I sit here wishing for my takes to be right? Takes can't be right in sports. Why? Player's going to play well. Player's going to play good. Player's going to play shitty. Player's not going to play well. There's no such thing as us. Your comments are not in cement. I called Jordan Davis a bust. Never have. He's a bust at the 13th pick. but he's not a bust as a player. I've never said that he's not a good football player. It's a fucking another lie, as usual. Again, right there, boss. Another one of them dudes. How you doing? It's not true. Not true. Never said it. As a matter of fact, I keep telling you, he's not a bust. He's a good football player. Okay? Hey, big easy. So I was right in 22. I was right in 21. I was right in 23. Not true. Hey, now bad year last year. Okay? Damn. Let's see. I'm 1 for 3. I'm hitting 330. Hall of Fame baseball. How you doing? I'm good. Okay? Let's see here. Robinson will never top 5 for defense rookie of the year. I'm telling you, if this kid Jahad Campbell, if that kid ends up starting the season out, I think he has a shot at being right in the room there. Okay? I think he has a shot being in the room. Let's see here. This isn't baseball. Whatever, guy. This isn't baseball. What a fucking bunch of sappy ass. Some of you. Anyway. Fucking classic. It's fucking wonderful. This is going to be such an iconic season. I'll tell you what, I'm looking pretty good out of the gate. Unfortunately, on Keely Bingo. And by the way, look how sensitive. There was no practice today. No shit. Tomorrow they're back on the field. And for the record, Xander and John are going to do some work tomorrow. Okay? Here's Twiz with one of his absolutely probably pathetic takes. This is football, sir. You are the Browns of the Jets. Yeah, okay. And you know what your takes are, Twiz? You're like Temple football. You know who Twiz is? He's Temple football. Do they still play football at Temple? Look at Xander still on the parade float. See that, man? That guy's still holding a microphone over on Broad Street, hooked up to ABC and making sure the shit works. How you doing? Well, I got something set up better for my boy here, Big Z. You know what that is? I got him in a sweet opening night, my friends. You got it. It's not. No, that's my takes hit rate. Oh, his takes hit rate. Yeah, we're gonna find out and put that to the test this week. Well, we about to find out. I'm gonna start calling Xander Keely Krause. We about to find out. It's gonna be like Keely Krause. Boy, I bet. What? Let's see here. So let me think. I got my takes over here. I'm sticking to my one there on. Now I got AJ Brown saying that he's gonna get my boy, what's his name, to the All-Pro. You're welcome. I gave you that. I got Coop making All-Pro. How you doing? I got the Commanders winning the East. I got the Eagles going far, though, in the playoffs. I almost unzipped my fly on that one. I got to be cool on that one there. What else did I got there? Oh, yeah, Keely Bingo will be beat out by week 4. This, Sports Talk, is much easier than baseball, especially if you've been doing it for 70 years. You shouldn't be hedged at it. Okay. Thank you for the super. Thank you very much, my friend. Keely Bingo. What's this? Hold on here. You know when you go to like an arcade and you gotta, you're hitting the ducks and you're not getting the ducks down. Let's see here. There's Keely Bingo. Okay. Where's the next one? Let's see over here. Tyler Steen. Let's go over here. Hey, here's another one. Hold on. Trotter. Here's another one. Joshua Uchi-Kuchi. Okay. Here's another one. Aziza Azala. It's like that. How you doing? We're easily equal offenders. Okay? It's not what your mom said, dog. M. Reyes, I can't do that to you. I'm going to take that back, Junior. I'm going to take that back. You're my boy, man. It's okay here, youngster. It's okay. It is all good. You know, we love you, kid. Hey, M. Reyes. Let's see here. M. Reyes. Hey, is Xander right? Does Hurts win the most valuable player award this year? Yes or no? My God, let me say this to you. If they don't win the Super Bowl and Hurts wins the MVP, so he'll have a regular season MVP and a Super Bowl MVP, 2 appearances. Whew. You could put it to sleep, man. Then you got to start barking. I mean, you know, he's got to be number 2. If that fucking guy does what Xander's, if that guy wins a regular season MVP and he puts it next to the collection of trophies he has now, man, I mean, look, if you start debating that, then you're going to look like a total, you're almost in that room now. Okay? I mean, you're almost there now on a really great team. Oh, and a regular season MVP. Shit. You can really, man, you can put that shit to sleep. Whew, man. So John Gruden's coming on next week. I cannot put him on the Tampa show before I put him on. That's a rule. Here's a rule. We have a new rule. Okay? We have a new rule. No big guests go on that show unless they've been on this show. Is that fair? Okay. So we're going to hold to that. That's a rule we have. That no guest, no big time guest will be on that show in Tampa, the radio show. Oh, here. Tomorrow is Saturday and okay. Hey, make sure you guys check out the show tomorrow with Xander and John. You guys will be getting great coverage because they'll be back on the football field tomorrow for that. And hey, guys, what a great week back in football. Content was great this week with every single show. I mean, Xander picked up the slack in the morning and did such a great job. Okay, such a great job covering that. Then they did it in the afternoon. Xander, what's the time? Xander, what's the time? Mikey, thank you very much. Oh, yeah, we got to do that. We got to get that. Big Z, what's the time in the morning? Is there still going to be a floating time because of John getting off the field? Or you guys got kind of an idea where you guys – okay, so he's not sure yet, so make sure you stay on his Twitter page, Jacob's Twitter page, Xander's personal and the Jacob one, and they'll give you guys some insight when they get off the field. Guys, do me a favor, have yourself a special weekend. Bunch of people lined up next week. John Gruden's going to line up. We're going to put Derek Brooks on for you guys as well. There is just a plethora of guys that are going to be stepping in here over the next couple weeks, and we can't thank you enough. Joe, Xander, thank you very much. We will see you on Monday going 2 to 6. God bless. Make sure you check out the guys on Saturday. We'll see you Monday. We'll see you on the flip side.